I tend to second-guess dinners with friends because they're often interrupted by diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or oily stools. It turns out I have EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, which means I'm missing the enzymes needed to digest food. My doctor prescribed Creon, pancrelipase, an oral prescription medication that replaces pancreatic digestive enzymes. Creon treats EPI due to cystic fibrosis, chronic pancreatitis, pancreatectomy, or other conditions.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you're allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules, as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon.
Creon is the #1 prescribed EPI treatment. Ask your doctor about Creon for EPI and visit Creon.com or call 800-633-9110 to learn more. That's CREON.com.
An Australian court ordering Google to pay a former politician $515,000 over a couple of defamatory YouTube videos.
John Barilaro, a former New South Wales State Deputy Premier, had sued Google and comedian Jordan Shanks, also known as Friendly Jordies, in federal court over the videos. Justice Stephen Rares found that Barilaro had been the subject of a relentless, quote, racist, abusive, and defamatory campaign conducted on YouTube, a platform owned by Google. Barilaro told reporters outside the Sydney court that he feels vindicated by the judgment.
That's correspondent Jeremy House. The U.S. and South Korean militaries have launched 8 ballistic missiles into the sea in a show of force matching a North Korean missile display a day earlier that extended a provocative streak in weapons demonstrations. News and analysis at townhall.com. Life slowly getting back to normal in much of China's capital.
Diners are returning to restaurants in most of Beijing for the first time in more than a month as authorities further ease pandemic-related restrictions after largely eradicating a small COVID-19 outbreak in the capital. Museums, cinemas and gyms are now allowed to operate up to 75% of capacity, and delivery drivers can once again bring packages to a customer's door rather than leave them to be picked up. The return to the near normal applied everywhere in Beijing except for one district and part of another where the outbreak still lingers. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
British Prime Minister Boris Johnson may be on his way out of office. The UK Conservative Party's Graham Brady says he has now collected enough letters from lawmakers to trigger a no-confidence vote, which will be taking place in a matter of hours. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. Happy Monday, everybody.
Yeah, welcome to it.
Yeah.
Welcome to it. It was up here, so I'm just going to leave it up here.
Very tall.
Yeah, something very tall in here last, I guess, Friday.
Maybe. Or over the weekend. I don't know if they did stuff in here when I was not aware.
Yeah.
But
weird stuff happens here on the weekends, man. You got to subscribe to the 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM OnlyFans page to get the real scoop.
It's like the Haunted Mansion at Disney World. There's just stuff going on when you leave.
Just a 24-hour feed. Big Flat Mike sometimes says stuff. It's weird.
Jumps around. But he is taller than me.
He's
so
like
maybe,
Olmec from Legends of the Hidden Temple.
Maybe he's on Mike there. That's why it's taller.
Yeah.
He's a bigger guy than I am.
It was set to big flat Mike mode. That makes total sense.
BFM settings. Well, happy Monday. Hope all of you are having a good day so far. Had a good weekend.
Yeah, busy one.
Yeah. I did a couple things. Thought I didn't go out and do a bunch. I did go out and vote.
Yeah.
Went swimming.
I'm gonna try to go vote today, I think.
Can't today.
Oh, it's can't?
Today, early elections are done. Tomorrow is primary.
Vote tomorrow.
Yeah, it's tomorrow.
That's silly.
Saturday was your last day to early
That
vote.
seems silly. I mean, it's still early.
It is, but they got to get ready for election day, I guess. So they take Monday to get
Fine.
prepared for that. Maybe I don't know.
Fine.
I don't know all the logistics involved.
Guess I'll save my vote till tomorrow then. So you enjoyed the on-site pool, I'm assuming?
In my neighborhood.
At your power on your-
Yeah.
Nice.
When we went last weekend for the first time, and it's chilly. The water.
Yeah.
It's chilly. Even this weekend, it was chilly.
Well, I imagine that wasn't too bad, right? I mean, with 104 degrees outside.
One would think.
Right?
But when you get in that water and it's chilly, it's chilly.
No, I agree. It's one of those things where you get wet and then you have to get out and let yourself sun dry in order to get your temperatures back up. And by the time you're dry, then you're just hot again.
That's just, say a couple octaves higher is singing,
It knocked things up a notch.
Alto outside, it's soprano inside. But, had a good weekend.
Dips in, he's like, Kim, come try this. They're inside me right now. But, that's cool. So, any features on the pool, or is it just like a pool? Do you have like a diving board? How deep does it go?
Like 5 feet.
Okay, so it's not diveable.
No.
Well, it's diveable for you. You and Kim, sure.
Yeah, we can do it.
Yeah.
But I don't think anyone's allowed to dive.
No?
There's clear markings say no diving. So
But cannonballing is perfectly acceptable.
there you go.
All right.
Of course, it's a neighborhood pool, and we have mostly retirees that live there. So it's not like it's just people are beaten down to get in this thing. So
you live next to retards. Retireds. Sorry, I should clarify. A lot of retireds aren't using the pool. Borat.
Just complaints of Charles Smiles.
What? They're retards! Just because I don't enunciate well, you're going to complain. All right, fine. It's a Monday. We don't all enunciate great. Oh, sure, you do your job great when you first get there, huh?
Sorry.
I love that tickled you so much. That made me happy.
Okay, that was Monday. Woo, all right.
Yep.
But, so we have the pool,
Nice.
and, it was a nice weekend.
Yeah, it was busy. We got the kids up on early-ish on Saturday. Late for me, early for them. It was like 8. And cleaned the house, took them to the pool. Got there early because the last time we went to the pool, there was like a 35-person wait to get to the outside pool. So get there early. You get to swim around a little bit. So
Gotcha.
Enjoy ourselves there. Went to a graduation party on Saturday night for 2 local graduates. Congratulations, by the way, to Allie Parker, and I can't remember his last name, but his first name is Connor. Graduate from Roswell High and also from an online school, respectively.
Nice.
So, celebrated their graduation and had a good old time.
Good.
It was fun.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Went to the splash pad yesterday, then came home, made pizzas.
Nice. I saw the pics on the pizza this morning. There.
Try to keep them busy. It's a cool kit. You go to Walmart, you get like 3 of the little mini crusts. They're like $3. You just get the sauce, the cheese, and the stuff to put on them. Super easy, and they loved them. So it's always a fun thing to do.
Oops, I think.
Do we?
There's my call.
Oh, okay.
That's the call I was waiting for, I think.
Duly noted.
Well, I got one call, and it was a local call here. So I got him on hold here. Hold on. Oop, I thought I had it on Arrakis. Hold on. Let me go here. There we go. All right.
Senior Pants Radio, everybody.
Yes, hold on there. Let me give you the rundown real quick here before we get started on today's show. Rebecca Dow, candidate for governor, gonna actually joining us on the phone right now. She'll join us here in just a couple minutes. Then in the 8 o'clock hour, we're going to replay an interview. Elaine Mayfield, Leadership Roswell Alumni Association, joined us last week. Talking about the big banquet that's coming up here later this month, I believe the 23rd, of June. where, of course, we're honoring their Leadership Roswell Alumni Award winners at the big banquet. So we're going to play that interview for you. And then folks from the Chaves County Health Council scheduled to join us about 9:15 this morning. Give us an update there.
Thanks.
Before we do any of that, though, let's go ahead and get you up to date with the weather, and then we'll take a quick break. And then on the other side, we're going to have Rebecca Dow, candidate for governor, join us. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. The heat gets turned up this week, about 105 for the afternoon high today, and lots of sunshine with high pressure parked over our area. It'll be clear tonight, down to the upper 60s, and then we're in the low 100s, and lots of sunshine again on Tuesday. Few clouds on Tuesday night, will stay hot on Wednesday, maybe an isolated late-day shower or thunderstorm. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Good morning, this is Smiley Wooten at the Roswell Livestock Auction. A good June run this week with a nice selection of all classes of cattle, especially high-quality native calves and light yearlings with condition. We expect to sell 750 head, breaking down like this: 50 to 75 weighing cows and bulls, 50 to 75 pairs bred cows, 650 calves and yearlings to include, 40 to 50 roping-sized calves for today. Good Black Angus crossbreds, one round of shots, 150 250 pounds, 20 to 25 pairs, mostly young, solid mouth, 69 calves heritage ranch, Fort Stockton, Texas. Excellent quality, 80% black, white face Angus and Brangus crosses. Cattle are weaned, 375, 475 pounds, 20 calves, Perry Ranch, Lincoln, New Mexico. Excellent quality black Angus cross calves, cattle weaned, thin to medium condition, 400, 550 pounds. 27 calves, Mr. Brian Johnson, Lake Arthur, New Mexico. Excellent quality black Angus cross calves, cattle weaned 30 days, one round of shots, 375, 500 pounds. Several smaller sets of high quality native calves and light yearlings for today. Sale time this morning will be at 9 o'clock. Sell pairs of bred cows 9:30. Be selling calves and yearlings about 10. We are light on cows today, so don't be late. We expect to sell 750 head today. This is Smiley Wooten, Roswell Livestock Auction.
Wakefield Oil Company is a name you can rely on, with full service at the pump the way it used to be. You can expect service in just 15 seconds. They offer bulk fuel and oil services and even diesel exhaust fluid. Wakefield Oil Company will deliver to farms, ranches, dairies, the oil fields, and more with dependable service you can count on. So the next time you need service or delivery, go with the name that locals have trusted since 1983. Wakefield Oil Company, 311 South Virginia in Roswell. Let them earn your business.
For people suffering with joint pain, simple movement feels like just taking a step feels like, and lifting your arm can feel like. Don't let joint pain be in charge of your life. The skilled orthopedic experts at Loveless Medical Group SCORE are helping more people take back their lives with some of the most advanced surgeries in the region. We're doing more than restoring joints, we're restoring lives. Call Loveless Medical Group SCORE today at 575-625-3300 so life can feel like,
Congresswoman Teresa Leger Fernandez is fighting for New Mexico. As a mom of 3, Teresa understood how devastating and stressful the baby formula shortage is for moms and families. That's why she supported a bill that took the first steps to help restock shelves and restore supply nationwide. As your Congresswoman, she delivered on infrastructure, securing funds to fix our roads, expand access to fast internet, and ensured a historic investment to have clean drinking water in our district. As your representative, she spoke up for businesses affected by the wildfires in our state and demanded compensation for the damages. As our independent voice in Congress, she worked to bring jobs to our district and will continue to fight for better education for our children and more access to health insurance for working families. On June 7, vote for Teresa Leger Fernandez for U.S. Congress. America United is responsible for the content of this advertising. Paid for by America United, AmericaUnitedForAll.com, and not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
The average American spends 2.5 days a year looking for lost items. We aren't sure how long Europeans and Asians look for lost stuff. We lost the list. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 16 minutes after 7 o'clock, and joining us on the phone this morning, gubernatorial candidate. If you're voting tomorrow, if you've early voted already, you probably saw her name on the list there. Rebecca Dow joining us on the phone this morning. Good morning, ma'am. How are you doing today?
Good morning. I'm doing great.
Well, first off, I'm sure you yourself excited. We're we're 24 hours away from primary day here. It's kind of I guess I wouldn't say calm before the storm for your folks, but now that, I guess early voting's done for now. And then, of course, we got the election day tomorrow. So I imagine a pretty busy time and exciting time for the campaign right now.
It's exciting, and it's been so much fun. We've kind of done a little tour of southern New Mexico. We're headed back up to Albuquerque, traveling north today. I'm in Silver City right now.
Okay.
Just thanking people, all the volunteers and folks who've gotten out and helped us register voters and put up signs and knock doors. It's been a lot of fun, and I don't know about the calm before the storm because we're expecting to win, and this race is just getting started. This whole time, all I want to do is get to MLG. That's my goal, and to get her out of office and make sure she's a one-term governor.
Hey, I'm kind of curious about that because we look at, obviously, and yourself and the folks running against you right now all kind of have that goal of unseating Michelle Lujan Grisham here. But I'm kind of curious, how does that, in the primary, because right now and that's the trick of the primary season is you're, at the end of the day, you're campaigning for the governor job. But then again, right now you're competing against people. Well, let's face it, a lot of values do line up there. You know what I mean?
They do. That's right. And that's why experience matters. I'm the proven job creator. I'm the proven conservative, despite what all these negative and inaccurate campaign ads say. And I'm the candidate with legislative experience ready to hit the ground on day one.
Mm-hmm.
I'm also the candidate who won, but I just won my third term in the House. I'm in a 34% Republican seat, and I won with 57% of the vote. And you think these ads are bad. They went after me hard in that seat. And I was elected, with the support of Republicans and Hispanic Democrats and pro-life Democrats and people who believe in the American dream.
Sure. Just real quick, I do want to give you a chance to talk about the ads and things, now that, the campaign went negative there for the governor's race. I'm just kind of curious. We all know I think a lot of folks, we watch the ads, and doesn't matter who it's for, but you always hear them and you hear like the accusations being made, and generally what it is it's by one standard it's true, but if you take it out of context, it looks true, but when you see the actual work, the source of what we're talking about, it's not really as bad as it seems. I just kind of, I wanted to give you a chance to kind of, the accusations things, I know you've said a lot of this, saying all of it's false, things like that, but I'm just kind of want to give you a chance to kind of just talk about, I don't know if necessarily defend yourself on it, but just kind of say, that's the game and how it works, and this is what's really going on. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's sad that it's the game, and it's unfortunate that's how it works. And a lot of these attacks against me are recycled from George Soros-funded Progress Now.
Gotcha.
And they have these fake journalistic sources, I say in quotations, that make accusations or print a paper or put out a website or whatever. And they're mistruths. But it's okay for Mark Ronchetti to take those and then post them again because he found them published somewhere.
Gotcha.
So I have never ever had a case of abuse happen at the child care center that I founded. That's a blatant lie. It did happen at a teen center, a boys and girls club where I served on the board. The person who committed the crime was arrested within hours. He was taken to jail, confessed, and convicted. And we fully cooperated with the law, published an ad in the paper, had public meetings with the public, called every family that had a child enrolled at this teen center, at 6th through 12th grade Boys and Girls Club Teen Center.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how we found the second victim. It was nothing we ignored.
Right.
We absolutely went over the top looking to make sure that this was, hoping it was an isolated incident.
Sure.
Turns out that it wasn't. And so the timeline of when the incidents occur to the children is accurate, but our knowledge of them is not accurate.
Gotcha.
I hire anyone, promote anyone, force anyone on any children.
Right.
And we fully cooperated with the law. The other part that is not being mentioned is that I was removed from the case. And I never settled anything. The organization did because an incident occurred as they should.
Gotcha.
But I was removed from the case, and I had...
it was out of your hands at that point. Whatever happens, and you're that's not your involvement at all.
Well, I was aware as a board member everything that was going on.
Sure.
As the case progressed, but I was removed from the case. And,
right.
and if you read the ad, it looks like I purposely, knowingly forced a predator to harm children repeatedly, and then I personally paid a settlement because I was guilty.
Gotcha.
And that is so far from this. I've dedicated decades of my life serving vulnerable populations, doing emergency placement for CYFD, and fighting for children to be safe from abuse and neglect. And that's a step too far to try to take someone like me. I've served as a CASA. I heard your health council announcement.
Yeah.
I founded home visiting, early childhood, pre-K, and then to try to portray that I'm someone who would purposely harm children repeatedly. And therefore I'm supposed, I'm not. It actually broke my heart. I thought a lot more of Mark Ronchetti before he ran that ad.
Gotcha. I understand. That was, you're like, I get politics, but that's below the belt. Gotcha.
Yeah.
And
the things like, look, as a state representative, you get a yes or a no vote. As a governor, I've got thousands of votes. You can pick them apart.
Mm-hmm.
As a governor, I get general counsel. I get policy advisors, I get line item veto power, and the opportunity to think deliberately about bills before I sign them or veto them.
Sure.
You don't get that as a House representative. These bills fly through our committees and fly through the floor. Generally, it's not common for us to have 3-hour debates, and those are on things like gun control and tax increases and things, abortion, and I am pro-life. I will protect your Second Amendment, every bit of our constitutional rights. I'm for tax reform, not tax increases, but that's another one of those misleading ads.
Sure.
If you want to get rid of the gross receipts tax, the pyramid taxing on manufacturing, if we want to lower income tax, eliminate Social Security tax, eliminate the tax on military retirement income, we have to have a flat sales tax. And that's what our neighboring states, Texas, Arizona, Colorado, that's what best practices in tax policy would suggest, a flat sales tax. And in some of these proposals that I have voted yes on, it's applied to food. 3.5% tax on food would still reduce your liability on all other goods and set New Mexico's economic potential free. Doing a business in New Mexico right now, you have 33 counties, 33 different GRT rates, and it's so difficult to do business. We've got to set New Mexico's economic potential free.
And speaking of GRT and all that, and this is where I'm kind of asking you, because I hear a little bit, know a little bit, but I don't. This isn't. I don't have enough to know that this is truly the accurate statement, but I'm curious from what I'm heard, when we talk about GRT, it's sure. I mean, yeah, the different percentage rates and all that, but the big crux in what I hear a lot of people complain about is the lack of transparency. It's like we send up all this money, and then the Santa Fe is like, well, you earned this, and it's like, well, what numbers are you showing me to say that's the number? And they're like, well, don't worry about it. Like it's
exactly.
Yeah,
so somebody called tax and revenue, and someone answered the phone because I think it's time for government to work as hard as New Mexico does, and there's still agencies that are working from home, and I get calls all the time how difficult it is to get tax and revenue to respond and resolve issues.
Mm-hmm.
And switching to a simple sales tax creates transparency, accountability, ease of businesses and working with government and paying their taxes, but it also helps the everyday citizen be able to predict what it's going to cost them to buy things.
Right.
Which you don't know what you're going to pay depending on what county you're in. So it's absolutely necessary that we have comprehensive tax reform, that we reduce rules and regulations, which I am committing to the people listening and everybody across New Mexico. If it's not a health and life safety issue and it's not necessary and the industry tells me that it's in the way of growth and development, then we've got to get rid of it.
Yeah.
And that includes reforming or abolishing the methane rules and this ridiculous new rule that the clean car standard, I don't know if you know, but the Energy Improvement Board, same people who passed the methane rule, last week put out a new rule that all small and mid-sized cars must meet the California emission standards. So electric vehicles for small and mid, if they're even tagged in this state, if they even have a New Mexico license. And I mean, we need like 800 charging stations to do that. There's no transmission lines to get to these charging stations. It's absurd. We've got to get MLG out of office, and we have to reverse these ridiculous rules and regs that have been put in place by unelected bureaucrats.
Yeah, that's the thing is the regulation, and that's, I mean, when we talk about what we've been going through the last 3 years with COVID and everything else, we live in a land now where it seems like now more than ever, if they want to put restrictions in, we've got the environment that's ripe for that, and we've got And I think COVID set the table for all of that, where they were trying to do this before COVID, but COVID almost gave them a window like, oh, well, trust us for everything. We've got you taken care of. And you saw what happened there. And now that we're coming out of COVID, you're kind of seeing, to me, in my opinion, the bigger bad result of what we just went through the last 3 years. It's like we're going to continue that strong arm on the people type mentality because we know what's best for them. And that's when we talk about all these regulations and that, at the end of the day, it's a whole lot of that. Really, it really is.
We are our beautiful constitutional republic is 245 years old. It was founded, I believe, it was divinely inspired by our founders. Were intentional and prayerful about what they created for us. And it is absolutely critical that we have leaders who believe that your rights are God-given, inalienable, and cannot be infringed upon. And now we have a leader, and she's just following the lead of the federal government. We might as well have elected Biden or Pelosi or Sanders to be our governor. And they believe that they determine our rights. And we have got to elect courageous governors all across this nation who say no to the intrusion of federal government, yes to individual freedom and liberty, and fight for the American dream. And that's what I intend to do.
I'm curious. I know this is a little off. It's related but not related, but it might be a question that's probably more down the road. But at this stage in the campaign, are you already thinking about like people you want to put in place and things for various, because obviously as governor and you're running governor, you've got ideas and things you want to take once you're in that office. But do you get to the point now where you're already planning like who you want in certain areas, or is it way too early to even think about that kind of stuff?
Oh, well, I thought about that sitting on the House floor listening to a 3-hour debate on elective abortion up to birth.
Yeah.
I thought about that sitting in education committee when they're shoving these social studies standards, backdooring it when they couldn't put it in front of parents because they wouldn't stand for it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think about that all the time. When we talk about border security, when we think about the Department of Public Safety and Children, Youth, and Family Services, my goodness, I have gone to one too many funerals of babies who have died from preventable causes when CYFD continued to reunite them with their abuser. And I think about who could lead these agencies in my House seat.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it's a constant thing.
It's constant. Everywhere I go, someone will tell me something about their regulation. I say, okay, there's a board and commission for that. Do you know some people who could be appointed? Who would serve with integrity? Gosh, there's like 28 cabinet secretaries. You've got your 4th floor executive staff, and you've got 260 some boards and commissions. It's thousands of people who have to come together. I realize the governor is the most powerful elected person in our state, but the job of the governor is to give the power back to the people. And I'm just one person, a name on a ballot, but we New Mexicans have to turn the state around. And it's been really energizing. I mean, we're on 70,000 miles in the car. I don't know how many hours. I've been home just a few dozen days in the last 150 days or so, slept in my bed, walking away from my family, my community to do this. And I'm completely energized because everywhere I go, there are solutions to New Mexico's problems.
Gotcha.
We just have to get big government out of the way.
I know I'm asking a lot of what if kind of questions, but just at this point we're late in the game, as far as people are voting tomorrow. So we're really at a point where people are, and I got to be honest, I think a lot of people that are, especially in primary, they're going to be deciding right up to the last minute here. So I kind of like asking these kind of questions.
They say 60% of Republicans will vote tomorrow. So this is anybody's race. So I appreciate the opportunity to talk to y'all today.
Yeah. Well, and I'm glad you got a chance to talk with us here. But I guess where I was going is with the what if stuff, if as governor, what's like if you did nothing else in your first term as governor, what would be the one thing that you're like, this is what I want? If I did nothing else as governor, I want to make sure this is good. Do you have like something that, like, if nothing else I got done in my term, this is one thing I want to make sure it gets done?
That is really a difficult question because there's really two things. Well, what is working in New Mexico? We have to tackle, we've got to reverse where we've been for the last 90 years with conservative principles that'll set New Mexico's potential free.
Yeah.
It's just a foundation of success that makes conservative values win the day. I mean, I look at Texas and it was Democrat, and it is now Republican, and it is prosperous, and children are thriving, and families are free. And, people say I went to Texas. I'm like, America, have fun in America this weekend. But I mean, so to really unite the party, I know that looks hard right now, but we've got to do it. Build the base, let conservative principles win. And those, look at the Republican platform and the GOP platform and see what those are, and really govern well, so that we continue to win, because a lot of these problems can't be fixed in 8 years. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. So I want whatever my ceiling becomes to be the floor of the next Republican governor that we elect. I want to win in the House, and then in the Senate, and then in the House, and then in the Senate, and find, conservative leaders that win elections in Bernalillo County, so that they can be as safe as my community is.
Gotcha.
And so I want conservative principles to win in New Mexico, and people to see that individual freedom and hard work pays off.
And
we've got, everything's in crisis, so there's so much to do, and it's all urgent and immediate.
Sure. So basically starting with the base, the foundation, saying let's get some people in with to bring some of those conservative values in and start the base there, and then we can work on the problems as we get people at least understanding what the problems are.
Exactly. But of course, on day one, we've got to secure the border. I will follow the lead of the Border Patrol agents who say they need well-maintained roads, they need technology, they want the National Guard down there. We've got to end these emergency health orders. I promise you they will never end as long as she's governor. Sure. She will keep them forever, because it gives her too much power and too much authority, even if it's just for her sole source contracting and giving big deals out to her buddies that have nothing to do with COVID and using COVID as the excuse. We've got to ban these critical race theory, go back to local control in every area of our lives as much as we can, with transparency and accountability. But we got a lot of work to do. My background is, working with vulnerable populations and opening up private schools and homeschool co-ops and dual enrollment and alternatives, just so that all children have the ability to reach their highest individual potential academically, or they're ready to graduate with a post-high school goal in mind. That's going to require reforms at CYFD, Child Protective Services, juvenile justice, and education. There's a lot of work to do.
Sure. Let's ask this here. Like you meant talking about, we get bringing conservative values into more areas of the state and things like that. We look at the New Mexico legislature. We look at New Mexico politics for as long as as long as New Mexico's been a state, and it's been kind of based in liberal ideologies and liberal thinking, and we see where that's gotten us. And I've always made this argument. I think I've made it with you. I've made it with many people I talk with on the show that I lean conservative in my values and things, but at this point, I'd like to just get the state back to the middle, where at least we can have good debates and things, and not automatically, So I guess my question is, you have experience in that legislature. You understand, as a Republican governor, how does a Republican governor get things done with the legislature we got now? And, obviously you've done it from the inside here. Is there a way to, as being a governor that, let's just face it, odds are there's going to be more people that don't agree with you than agree with you in the legislature. How do you get work done with that?
Well, I would say my freshman year, there was, a dozen or so moderate Democrats, and we worked together. We made amendments to bills. We made bad bills less bad, I guess you'd say. We killed the most egregious ones. And as the progressives came in and brought in out-of-state money and targeted those moderate Democrats, many of them simply for being pro-life, we have some of the most radical representatives up there. Even with that, even at being outnumbered 2-1, some of the most egregious bills that we passed one vote in the House, one vote in the Senate. And I watched legislators cry in the restroom after they voted against what they thought was right, because they were so strong-armed by MLG. One, a gentleman from down south, he's like, I don't want to vote for this bill. He comes back over and he's like, I've got to vote for this bill. I've gotten calls from my federal delegates that I have to vote for this. In addition to the governor, we go into committees, and these bills, they've got the little bill number in the corner. It's got an MLG if it's MLG's bill, and that's their sign that they don't vote against it. She's got two of her, staff from the fourth floor sit on either end of our committee, our on the front row of our committee hearings, and just sort of stare at the people who are on the fence and put a lot of pressure on those Democrats. I think there's bipartisan support for comprehensive tax reform, which we desperately need.
But people are being bullied to vote their party because that's where they're holding, I guess you could say, the leverage.
Yeah, well, I mean, they don't hold any leverage over me. I still continue to vote my district, and so they just redistrict me out of my seat. They're primarying some people who didn't vote exactly the way they wanted 100% of the time. I think a good example was when the Senate passed a bill that would allow open primaries. The House passed the bill, and 14 Democrats voted with us. The Speaker of the House adjourned immediately. They went into Democrat caucus. They were there for 2 hours to be a fly on the wall in that conversation. Came back, he brought the bill up for reconsideration, and all the Democrats but two changed their vote, and the open primary bill died.
Wow.
So, I mean, there's more. We agree. Securing the border, safe neighborhoods, reducing the risk of your family member dying from a fentanyl overdose, letting children be safe in the parks so they can ride their bikes in their neighborhoods and play like we did and go to school and reach their full academic potential. Those things aren't partisan. Looking at our industries across the state, it's Republicans and Democrats are farmers and ranchers and miners and field workers and all these industries that are production industries are under a siege against this radical green agenda. I don't know what they want us to eat, but reducing all these cattle allotments and New Mexico is a production state, and San Juan Power being closed down. You know, all the war on our rural way of life. Republicans and Democrats alike are concerned about this, and I believe that we're going to be able to get stuff done because it's time. It's just time.
You know,
if we don't do it now, I don't know when we ever will.
Gotcha. The fervor's high enough where if there's ever a chance to unseat some long time stalwart political views in this state, now's the time to do it.
I can't imagine. And I'm fully aware of what I'm signing up for and the task ahead of me. And I know it's by the grace of God that we'll save the state and save our nation. But we're going to be looking at, I mean, some people are saying 15% inflation, supply chain issues, far beyond what we're facing right now, as much as $8 a gallon at the pump by the time we go to the polls in November. I think we are electing our next governor tomorrow. And I watched the Roswell local election. 22% of registered voters turned out and vote in your last local election. Roswell, we've got to do better than that. Chavez County, Eddy County, we've got to do better than that. You guys have the ability to pick the next governor, and I am asking for your vote. I'm a proven conservative leader. I've been fighting in Santa Fe. If you have questions about the truth about me, call one of your trusted Republican elected officials and ask them.
Mm-hmm. You know, that's true. You know, you always, and that's really, that's true in anything in life. You know, when you're making a decision for someone, talk to the people you trust. And that's something that's very, very, a good decision, because obviously when we talk about other decisions in life, you know, you do the same thing. So yeah, you know, do trust the officials that you voted for in the past and things. You know, you've got a conduit to them. Yeah, reach out, see what their opinions are on this. I'm sure most of them be happy to tell you that kind of stuff.
Call them up. Call up somebody who works with CASA and goes up there and sees me fight for children who are victims of abuse. Call someone who has a private school or charter school and ask them if I go up there and fight for school choice. Call one of your pastors and ask them if I fight for life. Just pick up the phone. Call Soil and Water Conservation. Call a rancher. See if I'm out there fighting for good, responsible land use where we celebrate the real conservationists of our state. It's our farmers, our ranchers. It's our commercial loggers. And so I want more freedom and less government. I've been up there fighting for it. And, you know, there's people who've watched me who can vouch for me that live in your community.
Sure. You know, once we're talking, as I know we're kind of wrapping up, but I do love getting perspective of, because obviously as a candidate, for governor, nonetheless, you're kind of, at some point or another, you're kind of crawling through every corner, every inch of the state, meeting people and things. I always like getting perspective. You know, obviously, you know, you're pretty in touch with, you know, what we feel about and things here in Southeast New Mexico. But like the issues that we run into here, when you go to, you know, your neck of the woods, or obviously Four Corners, or I mean, are people saying the same things at different parts of the state, or is it different stuff in different states? Different parts?
They're saying the same thing all throughout the state.
Gotcha.
It's different industries, but they're almost all industries that are overregulated by the state and federal government, and almost all require collaboration on land use. Okay. So, I mean, obviously, it's oil and gas. your neck of the woods, but when I go to northern New Mexico, they're closing down all these coal plants and industrial plants that use nuclear or anything other. They're closing down a coal plant in the San Juan power plant that is the energy source, the affordable, reliable, base load energy source for Bernalillo County. And they delayed the closure through the election because it's going to result in brown outages. So they're closing down this 99.6% clean, post-Obama EPA, full of scrubbers. It's one of the cleanest power plants in the United States, and replacing it with 3,500 acres of solar panels. They're losing 350 jobs, mostly Native American, mostly Democrats.
Yeah.
But here's, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. That's San Juan. The night before, we were in Weed. And down in Weed, they've got the Lincoln National Forest that historically had 1,500 head of cattle. The grazing allotment was for 1,500 head of cattle, and they're reducing it to 100.
Yeah, that's a big drop.
It's happened over time, but that's where we're at now.
Mm-hmm.
But first it was the spotted owl, and now it's a mouse that migrates hibernates more months out of the year than not. And I'm like, wait a minute, cattle don't eat mice, spotted owls do. It's upside down world, and you're like, wait a minute, what do you want people to eat? You may not like being bothered by a cow when you're hiking on a trail in the Lincoln National Forest, but everybody wants to go after their hike, go down to a restaurant, have a green chili cheeseburger or a nice, steak. And where do they think that's going to come from?
Sure. Well,
so it's just
you look at the fires. I mean, I know, sure, different sources, different reasons and everything, what starts the fires, and some were prescribed burn, some were lightning, but all of them were done because of less man's impact. What I mean by that is, they want to create more wilderness and stuff and get men out of these areas, but the problem is man's already been there. And when you just have man walk away and everything starts overgrowing, guess what happens? Things catch fire. Wildlife can't hunt there anymore. All those things that we were doing to make sure it keeps happening stop happening. So by them going green, they're actually creating more problems. Because
it is creating more problems. And people, I'm the best of both worlds. The work that I've done addresses the issues that impact Bernalillo voters. And by the way, there's like 120,000, 140,000 registered Republicans in Bernalillo. Last 3 elections, 40,000 or less have voted. They have not been excited and got out to vote for Republicans, including Mark Ronchetti. But the rural area is rallying around it. So I'm kind of the best of both worlds. I understand production and what we need to do to fuel our homes and to keep our grocery store stocks and make sure we get to eat 3 square meals a day.
Sure.
But my work has been with vulnerable populations, reducing risky behavior, everything from home visiting to behavioral health to transitional housing, post-incarceration. And then people in Bernalillo are concerned about education. They're concerned about crime. And that is my life's work. It just happens to have been in a rural community. But the best practices and the things that reduce those issues are universal. And so I think, I try to say to people in Bernalillo, if you eat, this is, Candy Azell says it, and it's true. If you eat, you should be concerned about what's happening to our farmers and ranchers. If you want to flip on a light switch and power come on, then you need to be concerned what's happening with oil and gas. And I was alarmed by the redistricting to take away our representative voice. We have one of the United States Supreme Court ruled that you should not use partisan data, incumbents' addresses, and that you must keep communities of interest together. And this last redistricting, they did exactly the opposite of that. They used partisan data. They looked at incumbent addresses. That's why they redistricted Yvette Harold the way she did. That's why they redistricted me and Jim Townsend the way they did. And they split apart our communities of interest to take absolutely detrimental to our state.
And that's why you're seeing Roswell's got 3 different congressional campaigns going on right now because all 3 congressional districts are in Roswell now.
And we were at Peppers last week on that night of rain, brought tears to my eyes. I don't remember what day it was because we've been all over the state. But there was about 65 people there, and I'd say less than a third even knew who their congressional candidate was or what congressional district they live in now.
Yeah.
Talk about being disenfranchised. To
be honest, I thought I was redistricted to 1, and then I got my voter registration card like last week, and I'm in 3. Obviously it was 2 before, and I was like, well, I think I'm in 1 now. And then I got my card, turns out I'm in 3. So I was reading up on 1, and I'm in 3. So
Well,
So
there's
a lot of
not a
people
lot.
like that.
There's not a lot of Republicans in the state, and there's not a lot of us who are elected. But we scrounged up enough money, and thank you to the folks in Roswell who pitched in to file that lawsuit. And the judge is acknowledging that it's gerrymandering, it's obvious, and it's probably going to have to get redistricted, and the judge will decide. But he decided to go ahead and print the ballots and wait until after the November election to address. It won't. We're going to have to vote this time the way it is, but we're not going to live with this for 10 years. It's so blatant. It's got to be overturned. Even this court system can't ignore it.
So it could be interesting the next 2 years, but hopefully the courts see it the right way, and after that term, we're back to something more similar to what we're used to.
Well, I just want to remind the people who are listening, we absolutely can have a Republican governor, and you can have a proven conservative who's ready to govern on day one if you go vote. But turning out at 22% isn't going to get it done.
Sure.
We've got to get out and we've got to vote.
Absolutely. And one last thing I'd like to say before we let Rebecca here go is just an observation as a person making a radio show here, just an observation. But if you've noticed, over the last couple of years, what our governor's been saying, and then now we get into election year, and you might notice she's kind of getting a little bit more conservative with some of her announcements. You ever notice that the most liberal people start getting conservative around election time? I'm just saying, an observation. Well, maybe make note of that.
I will tell you. I'll tell you, you're right. And we sat there and laughed at the State of the State address. We felt like she was plagiarizing the Republicans' platform because she was talking about ending the tax on Social Security income. And we've been carrying that bill for years. I've been a co-sponsor on that. She was talking, it was quite ironic. And here I am, her opponent. And in this last session, 2 of my bills she signed into law. And several of my bills, they killed the Republican version and reintroduced it as a Democrat version and passed it. So the $1 million for survivors of fallen officers, I was the sponsor on that bill. And the tax on Social Security income, sponsor on that bill. We got the in-state meat inspection reinstated, and I hope that works out. It just depends on, it's all the devil's in the details of how they implement the rules and regs, but that should be something that creates potential for us to be less dependent on the out-of-state packers. But also a bill to help small businesses that haven't recovered from COVID, and some reciprocity. So people moving out of state can have a license when they arrive instead of having to be unemployed while they're jumping through the government hoops for over a year. So we got some much needed occupational licensure reciprocity, out-of-state reciprocity taken care of in an election year. And we were also able to delay the closure of the San Juan power plant. Mm-hmm. We were able to delay the implementation of the egregious medical malpractice bill. All these things need to be abolished. They need to be abolished.
Damn.
And all they did was implement things with sunsets and, it's all smoke and mirror.
Sure. Yeah. Well, it makes you, don't worry about what's going on the left hand. Check out what's on the right. That's
exactly.
We
got to fix this stuff for good. It's time to set New Mexico's potential free. We should be the richest state in the nation, not the poorest.
We have the resources to do it. That's for certain.
Yep, and we need to join Arizona and Texas in securing the border and fighting for our great republic.
Yeah. So I know we're 24 hours away from the primary here, but if folks want to do some last minute reading and researching on Rebecca Dow, what's the best source to point them to?
Dow4NM.com. You can go on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Call me on my cell phone if you have any questions about all the mailers. $2 million of negative attack ads against one person, me. This race is between we and the weatherman. Please don't throw your vote away. Please don't throw your vote away. If we divide the conservative vote, we're going to get the weatherman. And so I'm asking folks to vote for me. I'm the proven job creator, proven fighter, proven conservative leader. I'm ready to govern on day one. There's no time to spare. So call me on my cell. I'm happy to answer the questions. I've got nothing to hide. I'm an open book. I've been called a lot of things in my life. I was never called a liberal to this race, and those are fighting words. But my cell phone number is 575-571-1056. Call me. And Kristen Wade and Jeff Bilberry are our co-chairs in Chaves County. If you're listening in Eddy County, call Debbie Hughes, or Jason Shirley. If you're listening in Chaves County or in Lee County, call Brent Van Dyke or Danielle Hernandez or Chris Mills, or we've got folks. Call one of your trusted Republican leaders.
Good deal. And of course, don't forget, if you've not already early voted, please make sure you go vote here on primary day tomorrow. As Rebecca had mentioned earlier, 22% local turnout last election. That's as big of a problem as many of the other things we've been talking about here. So
well, and this is and just one other thing. This is the first time we have a semi-open primary, and that means if you are independent, decline a state or other, you can walk in tomorrow, or if you're not registered, from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. you can walk into the clerk's office. You can register and vote in real time.
Which is a first. So
that's a first.
Yeah.
If you're a Democrat, you got to vote Democrat. If you're Republican, you got to vote Republican. But if you're a minor party or not registered, walk in, register, and vote. We need your help.
Yeah, it's all you libertarians out there and stuff. Come on out to and vote here tomorrow. So good deal. Well, thank you, ma'am, for spending some time with us. I do appreciate it. Try to get some rest. I know that's a tall order in the next couple of days, but hopefully you get some.
I'm just being warmed up. We're just getting started.
Well, thank you, ma'am. We appreciate you, and I'm sure we got a lot more to talk about here after tomorrow. So, and I'm sure we will talk all about that as we get closer to looking to November here.
Thanks so much.
Awesome.
Thanks,
Have a great
Mike.
day. Thank you. Take care, Rebecca.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye. All right. That was Rebecca Dow, candidate for governor. And again, tomorrow is primary election day, and if you've not voted yet, can't do it today, but you can tomorrow. And like you said, you can even register and do all that today or for tomorrow. So make sure you vote. It's very, and I always say this every time, and obviously Rebecca Dow is going to want you to vote for her because that's, as naturally you think. But vote, please vote and vote educated. That's the thing I always ask out of this thing. Do your research and vote for the people that line up with what you believe in. And if you do that, then you've done nothing wrong. And I respect all of that. All right, it is 7:53. Let's take a quick news update, quick break before we get you into national news. Don't go away.
Now for your Pecos Valley News Update, I'm Jared Cirillo. The city of Carlsbad is congratulating native Sonny Throckmorton for being one of this year's recipients of the Academy of Country Music's Exclusive Poets Award. Throckmorton and artist Shania Twain will be inducted into the exclusive group in August in Nashville. The Poets Award is presented to a country music songwriter for outstanding and long-standing musical and or lyrical contributions throughout their career, with special consideration given to a song or song's impact on the culture of country music. The Roswell Public Library is challenging children and adults to fill their summer with plenty of reading. The summer reading program kicks off today. The new Story Walk at the Roswell Public Library. Families can register for the program that day or throughout the summer as the program continues for 6 weeks. Children will get a swag bag for registering as long as supplies last. And then today, the library will have snow cones for the kids who get signed up for the reading program. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
Last week, Sheryl Sandberg, Facebook's chief operating officer, abruptly quit. She says that she's burned out. But like most statements from Facebook, that's a trifle misleading. She didn't quit. She fled. I'm Kim Commando, brought to you by CarShield. Protect your car from expensive repairs. Visit carshield.com/Kim and save 10%. A deductible may apply. When Sandberg joined Facebook in 2008, Mark Zuckerberg was just a kid who didn't finish college and never held a job. His mantra was, move fast and break things. Sandberg would calm things down and be the adult in the room, but she was neck deep in Cambridge Analytica. She mishandled all of the false Russian disinformation stories. She failed to stop the streaming suicides, beatings, and killings. And she's been quietly selling almost all of her Facebook Meta shares, which isn't done unless she no longer believes in the company or she knows that something bad is definitely on the way. So which is it? When I find out, I post breaking tech news 24/7 at my website. That's commando.com. Innovative businesses see every day as an opportunity to create something new. Dell Technologies advisors are here with tools and expertise to help you do incredible things, because Dell Technologies believes there's an innovator in all of us. To do more with a Latitude laptop, Dell Technologies recommends Windows 11 Pro for business. Find tech that suits you by calling a Dell Technologies advisor today at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL, 877-ASK-DELL.
Right now, get the incredible iPhone 13 on us at T-Mobile, the network with more 5G bars in more places. I'm becoming an influencer.
How so?
With my iPhone 13's dual camera, my travel photos look amazing, and I can share them with 5G during our hike up there. Coming?
I'll catch you online.
Switch to T-Mobile and get the new iPhone 13 on us with eligible trade-in on our Max plan.
Via 24 monthly bill credits with qualifying new line plus tax for well-qualified customers. Contact us before canceling service to continue remaining bill credits or credit stop and balance on required finance agreement is due. T-Mobile is America's largest 5G network. See details.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander. More than 750 Tesla owners have complained to U.S. safety regulators that cars operating on the automaker's partially automated driving systems have suddenly stopped on the roadways for no apparent reason. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration confirmed the number in a detailed information request letter to Tesla that was posted Friday on the agency's website. A 14-page letter dated May 4th is asking the automaker for all consumer and field reports it has received about false braking, as well as reports of crashes, injuries, and deaths, as well as property damage claims. The Baltimore Orioles promoted Eve Rosenbaum to assistant general manager. The Orioles announced the move on Friday. Rosenbaum will oversee roster management, transactions, financial planning, and major league operations and administration. She's one of several women who now hold prominent front office roles for major league teams. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
This is Luis Sanchez, your Republican candidate for Congress in New Mexico's 1st District. I grew up in Albuquerque in a small little trailer in the South Valley and was the first person in my family to go to college and live the American dream. I've worked in the medical field for 28 years and am one of the owners of Caliber's indoor shooting ranges. I'm running for Congress because I see that American dream slipping away from the next generation. Socialists like Melanie Stansberry and AOC have inflation out of control in this country, and we have the highest unemployment rate in the nation. And those radical socialists won't stop until our country is ruined. In Congress, I'll uphold our conservative values, fight for all of our freedoms, just like I did when the governor tried to shut down New Mexico's small businesses. I am asking for your vote early or on June 7th. I'll work hard to protect your constitutional rights, secure our elections, and fight for real immigration reform to secure our borders. It's time to take our state and country back. I'm Luis Sanchez, and I approve this message. Paid for by Sanchez for New Mexico.
It's been a long, cold, boring winter, and children in neighborhoods everywhere are waiting to hear those magical words. The pool's open! Summer weather has finally rolled around. Make sure your pool is ready. Preparing and maintaining your pool for summer the right way will create a season full of smiles instead of headaches and make your life much easier. Soft Swim, the chlorine-free sanitizing system by BioGuard, only at Mays Lumber Company.
You can count on Mays Lumber Company.
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard has led to a lot of firsts for me. The education assistance I received made it possible for me to be the first person in my family to go to school and graduate debt-free. That education helped get me to the first day at my dream job, a job that I can still hold while I serve part-time. That job, plus the other benefits possible from the Army National Guard, helped me become a first-time homeowner. Also, part of my role as a National Guard soldier means I know that I can be one of the first to respond and help my community if disaster ever strikes. I'm extremely proud that I get to serve my community, and that first step I took by joining the Army National Guard has made all the difference in my life. Talk to your local recruiter or visit nationalguard.com to find out what firsts are available to you in the Army National Guard.
Sponsored by the New Mexico Army National Guard. Aired by the New Mexico Broadcasters Association and this station.
Jay Block for governor. Jay Block, conservative, veteran, leader. Jay Block is the only choice to stand up and defeat Michelle Lujan Grisham. Mr. Block is a veteran of combat, serving in Afghanistan, a nuclear commander, and winner of the New Mexico State Republican Convention. As an America First conservative, Mr. Block has turned blue seats red and has never lost a race. Mr. Block will end the madness in Santa Fe once and for all. He's not a weatherman. He's not a rhino. Jay Block is a conservative, veteran, and a leader. Vote June 7th in the Republican primary.
Paid for by Friends for Jay Block.
Scene. 3 people shot to death when gunfire erupted over the weekend in Philadelphia's popular South Street Entertainment District. 11 others were wounded, and 2 people killed in shootings in Mesa, Arizona. The Supreme Court is set to decide a key gun case at issue a New York state law that limits who can carry a concealed handgun in public. It's one of 33 cases to be decided before the High Court breaks for the summer in about a month. Another high-profile case could see the court overturn Roe v. Wade. Boris Johnson's days as Prime Minister of Britain could be numbered, with the governing Conservatives set to hold a no-confidence vote later today.
The vote comes after months of growing discontent with a divisive politician whose career has survived multiple ups and downs. If Johnson loses the vote among the 359 Conservative lawmakers, the party will choose a new leader, who will also become Prime Minister. If Johnson wins, he can't face another challenge for a year under current party rules. Charles de Ledesma, London.
Another day, another record for gas prices. AAA's national average for a gallon of regular is now $4.86, and gas prices have doubled since Joe Biden took office. Watching Wall Street, the Dow is up 301 points, the NASDAQ Composite Index ahead 198, and the S&P trading 53 points higher. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Where are your family's old film reels, videotapes, and photos? Are they sitting in dusty shoeboxes and neglected bins at risk of completely fading away? Digitizing your aging media with Legacy Box is the safe and easy way to preserve and pass down your family's legacy. Simply send your Legacy Box kit filled with old home movies and pictures. Legacy Box does the rest, converting your moments to DVD or digital. Legacy Box has been trusted by over 1 million families and has over 10,000 five-star reviews. Be your family's hero. Unlock the memories trapped on VHS, camcorder tapes, and 8mm reels. Experience the joy and excitement of rewatching your wedding day, baby's first steps, and Christmas mornings. Feel relief knowing all those cherished moments are safe from fires and water damage. The Legacy Box Father's Day event is happening now. Go to legacybox.com/lbox to save 50%. Legacy Box is great for your family or as a gift for dad. That's legacybox.com/lbox for 50% off. legacybox.com/lbox.
The Biden climate envoy, John Kerry, warns against using the Ukraine war as an excuse to rely more heavily on fossil fuels, specifically coal. A climate conference getting underway in Germany.
There is a note of exasperation in Mr. Kerry's voice when he says a number of countries are not fulfilling the promises they've made on climate. He's been a tireless cheerleader for tackling climate change over the last year and a half, but as hundreds of climate diplomats meet in Bonn for a UN conference, he warns the world is cooked if Ukraine is used as an excuse to continue to open new coal mines and build new coal-fired power plants.
The BBC's Justin Rolat. India, the target of diplomatic outrage from Muslim countries after top officials in the governing Hindu Nationalist Party made derogatory remarks about Islam and Mohammed. News and analysis. Townhall.com. There's a growing unionization movement brewing at Starbucks.
Employees at a New Orleans store voted 11-1 to join the Workers United, which represents unionized Starbucks locations, becoming the first store in the state to organize. Only 2 votes cast over Friday and Saturday were challenged. Workers say they wanted to unionize because of regular shifts where they were overworked and understaffed. In a statement, Starbucks says it's listening and learning, adding that we respect our partners' right to organize, but they did not say whether the company would challenge the vote. Rhonda Rockster reporting.
Following a 5-week journey, a crewless robotic boat that tried to retrace the 1620 sea voyage of the Mayflower has finally reached the shores of North America, this time in Canada, instead of the Massachusetts coast, where its namesake landed more than 400 years ago. The sleek vessel docked in Halifax, Nova Scotia, yesterday. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The devil which and what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican world radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2.
The Deuce.
Mornings with Mike Winters right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to it. It's a warm Monday.
'Tis. Kickstart of a warm week.
Yeah.
It's going to be a whole week of suck. But, I kind of feel like it's almost training.
Training for?
Well, because I'm about to step into just death.
He is going to Vegas
in like a week and a half,
in
like
the
2
month.
weeks.
Yeah,
so, I'm pretty sure it's going to be like 115, 120. I'm not sure why we decided to plan this trip in the middle of summer. I know that's when the band that we're going to see is there, but...
I've been to Las Vegas in June.
Yeah?
My sister-in-law got married there in June. Not recently, but in a June. And,
in a June.
And I remember when we drove to Vegas, actually.
Yeah, that's what we're doing, actually.
And only time I've driven, actually, to Vegas. I've flown every other time. But anyway, when we drove into downtown Vegas and we're going down the strip and all that in our car, and it was like 1 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
130 degrees, according to the thermometer. Now, I'm sure that was overrated a bit, but the thermometer in the vehicle said 130 degrees. I've never seen one say 130 like that before, except for that time we were in Vegas.
I'm very thankful of the fact that there is a lot of air-conditioned activities in Vegas.
That's right. You can go indoors and...
Plus, all night. It's the city that never sleeps, so...
Yeah, and then you go in a casino, don't find clocks, and at some point you're not even sure if it's daytime or nighttime or what it is.
See, I think I'm going to avoid as much casino-ery as possible. Like, I want to go to a couple just to see them. Like, I want to check out Caesars.
Well, you're in Vegas.
Yeah.
You're going to hit one. It just...
Well, I'm going to hit them, I know. I'm just going to try to avoid spending as much money as I possibly can.
The casinos come to you. You're not even going to get, you're driving, but you can't even get out of the airport without being hit with a bunch of slot machines.
Well, see, and
that stuff.
We're kind of banking on the fact that we're going to get hit with a bunch of vouchers.
Yeah.
Hey, come on down, check out this show. It's absolutely free. Sure, why not? We're going to do as much free stuff as we can in Vegas.
Be careful, or you're going to be sitting in timeshare.
Oh, no, I'm going to come back with a timeshare. I'm convinced of it. But hey, they don't have a vacation home.
I already met the Russian mob that tried to get me to get one when I couldn't convince my wife not to stop at that guy.
Hey, come on, no pressure, no pressure, huh?
Literally, literally a guy from the show Barry, and you have to see Barry to understand what I'm talking about. It's an HBO show. Mm-hmm. But there's literally a guy, he was straight out of the cast of Barry as one of the Russian mob dudes. Coming in to try to sell us a timeshare, and he was the last guy. And I swear, I thought he was going to tie me to the chair.
That is intimidating. When they're like, "Okay, you haven't said yes to us yet.
Yeah,
you're going to say yes to us."
Oh yeah, and I got the free show, but I was looking over my shoulder for a couple hours afterwards, thinking this guy's going to be waiting for me in the bathroom or something. When I'm
We said you would say yes.
That's what I kind of felt like when I got done with it. But
you will say yes.
Just be careful.
Yeah. No, I don't know if I'm going to go to a lot of free shows, but I'm definitely going to be keeping my eye out for food vouchers. Try to get to as many discount buffets as I can.
Yeah. See, I'm back in Mob Vegas. Mm-hmm. That was the thing. Corporate Vegas is, you got to be a whale.
Oh, I'm still going to find me a $1.99 buffet. Watch.
Go for it.
Watch.
If anybody can, it'll be you.
I will get me some of the yellow.
I will tell you this: stay off the new strip. You're probably not going to find it there. Fremont, Old Strip, better chance of finding your $1.99 buffet type situation over there. Hang out at places like the Golden Nugget and the Fremont.
Even Fremont, though, itself has kind of been, I don't know if gentrified is the right word, but legal weed has sort of stepped up Fremont's game. Because, I'm speaking from Jasmine, who went last year.
Okay.
She said that, you walk into Fremont and it's basically just high-end shops and dispensaries and just, you can't breathe. And she's allergic to marijuana.
Smoke.
Yeah, marijuana smoke. So she couldn't breathe in Fremont because they got the covered. It's the covered.
Yeah, they
street
got
or
that
whatever.
big awning or whatever. Yeah.
She said it just trapped everything inside, and she just had to get out of there. She couldn't breathe.
Yeah.
So
Grant, last time I was in Fremont was in the 90s, and I was in the Air Force, so it was a different time.
Sure. Different people owned certain areas. It's kind of like
I
New
did
York.
see the Golden Nugget, though.
Oh, yeah?
The actual Golden Nugget. If you go to the Golden Nugget Casino, they got like the world's largest gold nugget, and it's big.
It's a big gold rock.
It's kind of about the size of the space peanut from Joe Dirt.
Oh, okay. That's a big nug.
Well, maybe a little smaller
The
now. But
Boeing
it's pretty big. It's pretty big. But I remember seeing it at the Golden Nugget many moons ago. It was on display there. I don't know if it still is.
It's their insurance plan. It's like if we go nipples north, this is what's going to bail us out.
And in all fairness, I was not sober when Saul said, I don't think I'm going to take that call right now. I forgot I had. Someone from Pineton, Arizona wants to call me.
Dang.
I feel like that's probably
Well, I mean, have you considered your car's extended warranty?
I have.
Well, because they want you to keep considering it.
Well, I was like, why am I hearing my crickets? That's because my phone's hooked to the board right now, and someone called me.
My kid was watching some show on like YouTube Kids or whatever, and there were crickets in the background or whatever they were watching.
Mm-hmm.
I swear to you, I was like, was Mike here?
Yeah. Someone keep calling Mike.
Under the desk?
You know what gets me? When other people have that same ringtone.
Yeah.
I've had that happen, usually in restaurants. I'll be sitting there eating, and I hear, and I'm like,
you want to grab for your phone?
And it's like, oh, that's not mine. That's someone other table that's got that. And I was like, someone else is weird like me and likes that stupid cricket ringtone on their phone.
I get almost giddy when I hear the sound, the notification sound for Snapchat, because there's certain people that I talk to on Snap that, so when I'm out in public and I hear the Snapchat notification sound go off, I immediately grab for my phone and then I'm like, oh, somebody else is more popular than me. It is very disheartening when you're like, oh, somebody else is having a Snapchat conversation right now. I want to be having that.
Well, he borrows people's phones just to Snapchat himself to get the notification sound.
I told you that in confidence.
Sorry.
Nothing's sacred. See how it is.
I won't tell him about the other thing.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
Well, have fun in Vegas, man.
Just safe search on when you go to feetfinder.com.
Yeah.
But yeah, it should be good.
There's a lot of cool visuals, a lot of things to see there for you.
We're going to, we're for sure going, like we're trying to plan as much out beforehand.
Yeah.
We're getting tickets to go to Omega Mart for sure.
Okay.
There's a place that's kind of like off, like next to where Omega Mart is, called Area 15.
Okay.
There's a lot of like virtual reality stuff.
Okay.
They have like a stratosphere style
See,
thing.
all that stuff's newer. That wasn't there last time I've been.
So we're gonna check that out. I guess there's like a supposedly like a water park there. You can get like an all-day pass for. We're
Makes
thinking about
sense in the
doing that.
hottest place on the planet.
Right. What we're thinking about doing is getting a pass for the water park, going, doing our thing, going out and going into Vegas and doing other stuff. When we get hot, going back to the water park and cooling off a little bit.
Nice.
Just kind of doing a back and forth thing. Again, I don't know what the proximity is to these places.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be walking, I'm sure, most of the time. So.
Well, you're going to realize it's more spread out than you think.
Yeah.
Like they do have like a bus system, and you can get like if you're on the Strip, like a lot of the hotels are corporatized.
Yeah.
So like the people that own the Luxor also own the MGM Grand. So they have like shuttles that you can go from one of their casino properties to the other.
Oh, that's
and that's a great way to get from one side of the Strip to the other sometimes,
Just hop on a shuttle from one to the other. And then,
Yeah. I utilize that quite a bit.
Daisy chaining shuttles. I like it.
Yeah, I did that quite a bit when I was in Vegas to get up and down, especially when it's 130 and you're like, I don't feel like walking from one end to the other. It's too hot.
I don't feel like dying today.
Yeah. And then and walking through the casinos is a lot of visual. And I say, like you said, Caesars and stuff. And when I say casino, it's not just the casino portion.
Right.
Like go through like Caesar's Palace, they got the mall, the shopping area, and it's all set up like ancient Rome, and there's like a 24-hour cycle in the sky and all that. And then if you go to like New York, it's like walking through old streets of New York in the 30s, and there's steam grates with steam coming out.
That's
and
cool.
Cobblestone streets, and it's just cool to look at that stuff, and cool to kind of get the vibe of each of the casinos.
It's basically all of the casinos in Vegas are like the club that the guys were trying to start in Night at the Roxbury.
Yeah.
The inside is on the outside.
Well, and then certain ones like New York, it's got the little skyline of New York there on the outside with the roller coaster and all that. So
Right.
a lot of people walk through there. And last time I was there was closer to the 911, 9/11. So there was a lot of people leaving tributes and things there at the, because you go to Vegas and you got an Eiffel Tower, you got a Statue of Liberty, you got all the world landmarks. There's a version of it in Vegas somewhere. It seems like there's a Sphinx, there's a pyramid, there's all of it, and so you kind of see their version of it and stuff.
Nice.
But and then there's like Excalibur. I like that. I know that's a little older and dated and stuff, but I kind of like the whole castle theme and knights and all that. So that's kind of a fun one. These are Circus. That's the saddest casino.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
Well, I've heard
On
a
the
lot of
Strip.
I've heard a lot of stories coming out of like circus. It's just creepy.
Well, it was fun in the 80s.
Sure.
And because it was a kids circus
Cocaine.
thing. But now
everything was more fun in the 80s.
But now it's still the same, and it's 30 years later, and it gets to the sad, depressing clown type vibe.
It's like going into a Chuck E. Cheese now.
Yeah.
They still have the animatronic like band playing on stage, but they're all broken down.
Like there's not a lot of quarter slot machines left, but go to Circus, you'll find a ton of them. You know what I mean? They're just like most of them now are pennies or $1,000
But
slots.
see, I like that's to me, that's how I want to gamble.
Yeah.
Put a quarter in, pull the thing, quarter thing. Like that feels.
There's not as much of that anymore.
I don't like the whole push buttons and then you pick the lines.
Well, there's 57 games.
That's
and all
not
that,
as much fun to me.
Penny slots is full of that.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, I'm just playing penny slots. Yeah, but now you're playing $6 a hand.
$1.20 every play
Without
to get your max lines.
So yeah, it gets expensive. I'm usually that guy that looks for the. This is how specific I am. I want quarter machines and I want the Wheel of Fortune quarter machines where that plays you up to the game. Because every time I hit those, I usually win $50-$60.
So
I rarely lose with those. That
was maybe the most embarrassing casino moment of my entire life.
Yeah.
Was the Wheel of Fortune machine.
Yeah.
I know you got an interview to get to. We went to a Billy the Kid casino in Ruidoso. I sat down at the Wheel of Fortune machine, right? So we're playing, yada, yada, doing my thing. It goes up to the bonus game. The wheel starts spinning. It's like $2,500 or no, $250 it landed on. And it's going, winner, winner, winner. Like the machine is going nuts, right? And so I'm like, yes. So I hit payout. I confidently stroll across the casino, like just top dollar. Like, I'm going to have a good steak tonight.
Yeah.
Walked up to the counter, slapped the ticket down, and I said, and I quote, pay the man, not having looked at my ticket and seeing that I'd won 80 cents. So I didn't have steak that night.
That's awesome.
It was terrible. That game is misleading.
He had steak
I had steak yeah. Are you kidding me? I couldn't afford steak myself a McDonald's hamburger.
Actually, you owed him.
Yeah.
Isn't it like 99 cents for a hamburger?
Yeah, exactly.
So you owed him another dime.
That was $1. It was like
20
$2 or
cents.
$3 to get to that point. Because I was happy. I was like, I just started playing and I already won big.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, made the trip worth what it did not.
Well, at least you had a moment of excitement there.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
bells, the whistles, and you're like, yeah,
It was
party.
nice. It was a nice dopamine hit for like 20 seconds.
But yeah, well, I think problem was you were at Billy the Kid Casino.
That's true. That's the other thing is I don't want to gamble because I don't know what I'm doing and
Yeah.
I'm way too easily taken.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, and that's why slots are perfect because you're just pushing buttons like a monkey. There's
Right.
no
And slots are the worst payout of any of the casinos.
pretty much. Well, that's why. Here's the rule: you go play slots when the casino's at its busiest. That is the rule, because when the casino's busy, they loosen up the slots. Because it's good for business every once in a while when the bells go off and someone, winner, and they see someone win $1,000.
Sure.
People start feeding more quarters in. They're like, that dude just won $1,000. And I'm telling you, that's when the slots are the loosest, is when it's busy. If it's you and two old people sitting there, you ain't winning a dime. You're going to take every quarter. Then go stick to the table games because you actually have a say in the outcome of some of those. But I wouldn't mess with slots unless it's busy.
Yeah.
Then you start, and this is true at any casino, but Vegas, it's a little different because there's a steady crowd of people vacation
Like they're
there.
always busy.
But if you go to like our Ski Apache or any of our local casinos, when it's busy, that's when you want to play slots. When it's not busy. Otherwise, you're just feeding the machine. So I'm sorry to all those retirees that love to go to Into the Mountain Gods at 2 p.m.
They're in it for the sport, Michael. It's the sport.
You ain't getting no money. Enjoy the food and everything else because that's about the biggest winning you're going to get that day. Nice shorts, by the way. Those are almost like scrub shorts. I like them. That blue. It's like a scrub short.
This is my summer look.
I wish I had shorts like that. I don't own shorts like that.
$6 at Walmart.
I need to find me some.
There you go.
I got all my stuff's button and belts, and I'm too fat. I hate it. All right, it is 8:21. Let me give you the rundown of what we're going to do this hour. We're going to replay our interview with Elaine Mayfield. She joined us last week talking about Leadership Roswell Alumni Association's big banquet that's coming up. So we're going to play that for you here in just a few. Then later on, we're going to get you up to date with local news along with your town hall business update and whatever else we can come up with for this hour of the show. Before we do anything else, though, let's go ahead and get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. The heat gets turned up this week, about 105 for the afternoon high today, and lots of sunshine with high pressure parked over our area. It'll be clear tonight, down to the upper 60s, and then we're in the low 100s, and lots of sunshine again on Tuesday. Few clouds on Tuesday night, will stay hot on Wednesday, maybe an isolated late-day shower or thunderstorm. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently, let me get my weather freshened up here. Currently, 78 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 20%. Winds currently out of the northwest at 10 miles per hour. Sunny today. Expect a high of 103. Winds will be out of the north, 10 to 15 miles per hour. Tonight, mostly clear with an overnight low of 71 degrees. Southeast winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tuesday, another hot day. It's going to be like this all week. Sunny, hot, 103 for a high with north winds 5 to 15. Partly cloudy tomorrow night with an overnight low of 70. East winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Wednesday, there is a 20% chance at some showers, mainly for the afternoon. Mostly sunny with a high of 99. Winds out of the north at around 15 miles per hour. Wednesday night, we're looking at a 20% chance of showers. Mostly cloudy with an overnight low of, where'd it go? You know what? It doesn't say. It says 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mostly cloudy. Yeah, overnight low of 67. Apologies there. And then Thursday, sunny and 97, so a little cooler on Thursday. Friday, sunny, hot, 104. And then for the weekend, 100 on Saturday, 104 on Sunday. So we're dealing with hot weather pretty much all week long with maybe some rain chances Wednesday. All right, it is 8:23. We're going to take a 2.5-minute commercial break. And then on the other side, we're going to play our interview we had with Elaine Mayfield talking about Leadership Roswell's big awards banquet coming up here on the 23rd. Don't go away.
Jay Block for governor. Jay Block, conservative, veteran, leader. Jay Block is the only choice to stand up and defeat Michelle Lujan Grisham. Mr. Block is a veteran of combat, serving in Afghanistan, a nuclear commander, and winner of the New Mexico State Republican Convention. As an America First conservative, Mr. Block has turned blue seats red and has never lost a race. Mr. Block will end the madness in Santa Fe once and for all. He's not a weatherman. He's not a rhino. Jay Block is a conservative, veteran, and a leader. Vote June 7th in the Republican primary.
Paid for by Friends for Jay Block.
Is your couch old enough to vote? Does your coffee table remember Atari? Well, now is the time for new furniture, and Glenn's is the place to get it. Reboot your living room with beautiful power reclining furniture. Upgrade your dining table with enough bandwidth for everyone to have their own chair. Upgrade your mattress with the latest sleep technology. Today at Glenn's, everything in the store is specially priced and delivery is always free. So hurry to Glenn's Furniture at the corner of Union and Alameda. Do it now before your old furniture gets a day older.
This July, Roswell becomes Ground Zero.
I'm Clyde Lewis, and you're listening to Ground Zero.
The International UFO Museum and Research Center, in conjunction with Roswell's Talk FM, are bringing nationally syndicated radio show host Clyde Lewis to Roswell for the 2022 UFO Festival. Clyde will be broadcasting his show Ground Zero live from the International UFO Museum on Friday, July 1st from 8 to 11 p.m. Join Clyde as we celebrate the 75th anniversary of the Roswell incident. The truth is out there.
Congresswoman Teresa Leger Fernandez is fighting for New Mexico. As a mom of 3, Teresa understood how devastating and stressful the baby formula shortage is for moms and families. That's why she supported a bill that took the first steps to help restock shelves and restore supply nationwide. As your Congresswoman, she delivered on infrastructure, securing funds to fix our roads, expand access to fast internet, and ensured a historic investment to have clean drinking water in our district. As your representative, she spoke up for businesses affected by the wildfires in our state and demanded compensation for the damages. As our independent voice in Congress, she worked to bring jobs to our district and will continue to fight for better education for our children and more access to health insurance for working families. On June 7, vote for Teresa Leger Fernandez for U.S. Congress. America United is responsible for the content of this advertising. Paid for by America United, AmericaUnitedForAll.com, and not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
The average American spends 2.5 days a year looking for lost items. We aren't sure how long Europeans and Asians look for lost stuff. We lost the list. Here's Mike Winters.
And joining us in studio this morning from wearer of many hats, but wearing our Leadership Roswell Alumni Association hat today, Elaine Mayfield back with us. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm great.
Doing good. Got a little rain last night. It was nice.
That was, boy, it was a downpour for about 20 minutes. That was it. But it was about 7/10 at my house.
Yeah, I'm happy. I'll take every little drop we get.
Absolutely.
Maybe we'll get some more today and a couple more weekends of that at some point. We'll maybe get out of this drop.
Early monsoon?
Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it.
Whatever it is.
Good news is the Leadership Roswell Alumni Association's annual Community Leaders Banquet is back, and it's an actual banquet again this year.
Yes.
The last 2 years, we've honored some great folks in our community, but we couldn't do the big fun party
We couldn't
part.
feed them.
Yeah. I mean, we tried to honor them and get them as much recognition, but we didn't get a chance to come, sit down, have a meal, and just brag on these folks a little bit.
Exactly.
So this year we get to do that again, and we've got again some great honorees this year.
Yes.
And we're not gonna. Even though we did honor a past couple years here, we're gonna, make sure we let folks know about those folks too. From
Yes,
the last
we're going
couple years.
to. The last 2 years, we are certainly recognize them in the program and in the banquet, and buying them dinner.
Yeah, and hopefully most of them get to come out and enjoy a meal with us here.
Yeah, most of them have.
Good. But we would love to invite you, the general public, to come on out, because at the end of the day, these people were chosen by you. We took the nominations from the general public on these people, and these were the ones that came to us, and the public came to us and said these, and we tend to agree, obviously. But
absolutely. And it's amazing when you read their biographies. You're like, I didn't know they did that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, absolutely. So we would love for you guys to come on out. Let's fill this place and show these honorees how much we appreciate their commitment to our community. Some for many years, some some years, but I mean others many years, others many years, and then some just many years. But whatever it is, we'd love to have folks come out and honor these great folks.
Absolutely,
and certainly our last couple years nominees as well, giving them an attaboy and having some great companionship and everything else.
They have contributed so much to our community, and like I said, often behind the scenes, often the quiet ones that do so much.
That's the thing. These honorees generally are the ones that they would have never sought any or not looking
tooted
for
their own horn,
yeah.
as my mom used to say.
Yeah, these are folks that all of them are kind of like, oh, you shouldn't have done that. You know what I mean? It's like, no, you deserve it.
I had one sit there and tell me, I'm just not worthy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yes, you are.
Absolutely, yeah. And so we would love for folks, by the way, come on out and have a delicious meal. It's going to be, once again, the New Mexico Military Institute is back to hosting the event and allowing us to come and honor these folks.
And we thank them greatly.
Absolutely. They're amazing hosts, and they provide
food's good.
Delicious food. And they're now I know why they work out so much over at Nimmons, because if they didn't, they'd all be a bunch of fat bodies over there.
The food is always excellent.
Yeah. But definitely want to come out. Now, the event will be taking place Thursday, June 23rd, so we're just a couple weeks away. It's going to be 6:30. It is a dinner, so 6:30 in the evening.
Right.
And again, it'll be at the New Mexico Military Institute in the VMV Hall there.
Now, VMV Hall is the old ballroom.
Okay.
Actually, yeah, second floor where the PX is and all. But there's a large parking lot in there, and we'll have somebody directing traffic.
Follow the cars and everything else. Cost for the event is, and you still got time to RSVP for tables.
Yes, we've got another week or so.
And for just individual tickets. But you can get a table of 8, and that will cut for $225. So that's kind of if you want to, say, bring a business or
family,
if you have a large
group.
family,
Yeah.
or maybe you're thinking, hey, I want to, maybe your organization or something has one of the honorees here that has served with them for a long time, and you want to bring a few more to come and help rally the troops to support people that these are great people here. You can get a table that way and out. Now, but if it's just you and maybe one other, $30 per person.
Right.
But we'd like to get all those RSVPs here by the 9th. So
yeah, they do need an RSVP for the meals for Sodexo for caters. And
so you got about a week left to RSVP.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And but we would like to get that done now. That way, because everyone knows we live in the COVID world, and NMMI and their catering folks got to make sure they got enough meat and food and everything. And
that's right.
And the cost is, supply and demand's tricky now. So they got as much lead time as we can give them, the better off we'll all be. So please RSVP by June 9th. That way we can get a good count. And I know we live in the land of manana. I know that how it works. And June 10th, there's going to be a bunch of people going, hey, can I still get in on that? And then Elaine will probably try to move some mountains and make that happen for people. But we would really like to get it ready by June 9th.
And it's open to the public. You don't have to be associated with Leadership Roswell. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And let's face it, and we're going to get to our honorees here in just a second, but these folks... especially, when we talk about our lifetime achievement winners and things.
You've crossed paths with these people.
Yeah, they've been in many circles. They've done many awesome things in our community and continue to do so in many cases here. And that's what we. This is really celebrating the people that really step up and make Roswell a great place to be a part of. So. We would love to have you. And if you see kind of the list of the year's past nominees, it really is a who's who of some great people that call Roswell home and have called Roswell home.
Yes.
So, yeah. All right. So let's get to our honorees this year. I think you wanted to start from the bottom up last time. Do you want to keep going that way here?
Yes.
So
drum rolls.
Yes. So we got actually 4 different categories of awards that we nominate for this year. The first one is the Leadership Roswell Alumni Award.
This is our newest. This is only the 4th one.
Yeah, and this is really for folks, because within Leadership Roswell, by the way, we have a class every year for the last 30-some years, average of 30. I'm not a math wizard, but that's a lot of alumni that's part of Leadership Roswell.
I think Rick Kraft said at one of the meetings, I think we're up to 971 or something like
so we're close to 1,000 alumni.
Yes.
Which is a lot of people, but... of that group, there's a small group that really is active and involved with the Leadership Roswell program and the alumni program. And so we use this award to honor those individuals.
Yeah, that's one of our own, so to speak. And,
And so this year, Margaret Kinnard, who's been a valuable asset to the program, quite frankly, I know Rick gets a lot of accolades, and Rick's an amazing man, but I think Margaret kind of
there's always
helped to make him look a little good. You know what I'm saying?
There he's a busy man. There's a coordinator there that helps a lot at setting up classes and everything, and then of course that liaisons to the board, the alumni, and always there for every event we do. Always there, selling raffle tickets and everything
by the way,
else.
Running for city council, doing all the other things that she's involved with.
And children.
Yeah. And raising a family. So Margaret Kinnard is our this year's Leadership Roswell alumni winner.
Yes.
So that's our first of 4. Then we got our commitment to youth. Now, this is
an unsung hero.
Yeah, and this, to be honest, is this one of our most nominated?
Always has most nominees.
And to be honest, there's a lot of opportunities to help youth, because you got sports, but then you got church groups, you got, civic organizations, teachers, there's so many people that impact children's lives that there's a bigger, broader pool of people. But this year, Tina Cisneros is our Commitment to Youth Award. She was nominated by several people, I believe.
Yes,
and,
2 different people.
Yeah, and she was our winner this year, and again does great work here in our community with youth and
Youth Challenge.
Youth Challenge specifically, yeah.
And been there since the beginning, and worked hard with that program. I know when I was with the city at the zoo, we had them come out weekly, and just a great program to really turn lives around. And
they've really had it rough. I mean, everybody's had it rough for the COVID, but they were they were shut down, and they really. And here's the problem: that there's still kids in need. So they're doing
that probably increased.
Yeah, so they even though they couldn't have formal Job Corps, they're still keeping in touch with those kids, trying to as best they can keep everybody kind of in the program until they can get back to doing normal stuff again.
Yeah, and if they're not familiar, Youth Challenge is a group it originated out of the National Guard, but it is a program to take youth that are not yet really in trouble, but are right on the edge or heading that way.
Think of it as kind of like how Job Corps is
kind
very
of a
similar.
Job Corps,
they have a similar end game, but through
to get a job, but to be better people.
Yeah, a Youth Challenge really like where Job Corps kind of focuses a lot on the skill sets and things, which as does Youth Challenge, but Youth Challenge also works on some of the other issues.
What we call life skills.
Yeah, life skills but even
and
like interpersonal interactions and how to work with groups. And so they use the military, style of training and stuff to allow these people to learn about working with a team, understanding working on the discipline. Yeah, they do
and
great
school.
work.
They make them get back in and finish their schooling and get the GED or the diploma.
Yeah, and the success rate's really great as far as kids that were heading down the wrong path, and that's
right.
Then thanks to what they do there with Youth Challenge, there next thing you know, these kids have a purpose. They understand. Why what they were doing before was the wrong path, and now they're understanding, their role and how, what they really realize that the world's their oyster, and they find out, hey, you get some skills under your belt. Next thing you know, more doors open, more opportunities happen, and next thing you know, you go, and they learn how life works. You put in the work, you put in the effort. And over time, the doors open, opportunities happen, and you'll see the fruits of your labor.
Just to show a different hat real quickly, the Historical Society works with Troy Hayes,
the Troy Hayes
Foundation,
family,
and this year gave scholarship funding to some of these kids
and
too.
That's the first time we've been able to do that to Youth Challenge. So, which first of many, hopefully.
Right, absolutely. Yeah, and another thing that they teach, and this is something that I am really dedicated to, is service. And so they teach the kids service to the community as well.
And you've probably seen them, because just about every community event we have, whether it's a Veterans Day parade or the county fair or whatever it is, you're seeing Youth Challenge out and about as part of the community, whether they're there in the parades or behind the scenes making logistics work, whatever it is, they're a part of it.
And like I said, we used to have them come out to the zoo and do projects and things like that. So,
you see them all the time at doing service project things.
Yeah.
It's
great
a great
program, and she's been there since the beginning, I believe.
Yeah. They do a good job of allowing young people to find their path and also understand youth and what their role is in the bigger picture, too. So it's really great. So Satina is probably overdue being honored for this honor, but is going to get it this year.
Very quiet, unsung hero.
Yes. Then our next award is our Outstanding Leader Award, and this one is one of those that they've been at it a long time. They're just people that are involved in many different things, and seems like a lot of times we have events and these are the same faces you see.
I was just going to say, these are the names you usually recognize.
Yeah, exactly.
You may not remember Tina, but you'll recognize some of these people that are on this list.
Yeah.
Because they're very active right now.
Sure. And they're just, and usually it's multifacets. These are like, oh, yeah, I know them from this and this.
Yes.
Or this and this and this. But this year's honoree is our city councilor, Jason Perry, pastor, city councilor, again, many hats wearing here, and just youth leader. He's, committed to youth. He could probably qualify for any of these, actually, now that I think about it.
Except the a lifetime. Because
yeah, he's not old enough yet.
Not old
Sorry,
enough
give him a
yet.
couple years.
Exactly. And he joins a long list of people that, again, service to the community.
Absolutely.
And just wonderful to work with. I've worked with him for years on the council, and knowledgeable and open-minded.
Mm-hmm.
And
I've had relationships with Jason for years now, and he's just a good guy that has a passion and a care for our community, and really, he's a guy that cares. And at the end of the day, you get enough of those folks around, some pretty good stuff happens.
And he and his family attend, I think, every event and activity. They're always there.
I think that's why I had so many kids, just so they make sure they cover all the events.
Which are grown now.
I know, they're adults and,
yes.
functioning and doing, we're getting closer to be sitting on the porch and yelling at kids for getting off our lawn, because we're getting closer to that. So the others are taking over now. So, but so Jason, and I bet he better get a table. He's got a big family. So
another city councilor as well.
Absolutely. And then finally, we have our Lifetime Achievement Award, and this goes to those tent pole people that obviously these are going to be older folks or over 70 or generally. These are individuals that just their whole life they've been involved, and there's those folks. They're ones that they're part of the fabric of the community. It's like there's certain events we think about and think in Roswell, and you're like, oh, well, this ain't the event till so-and-so's here. You know what I mean? And that's what we're talking about. And this year's honorees, we're honoring Kay and Dale Rogers. Roswell, the livestock farm supply, just that vein alone opens 27 other veins that they've helped people through. Yeah. And that's just through that side, not through all the other stuff.
4-H and working with the youth and ranching and both being ranch families from way back, and that was one of their main interests in helping those kids not only in 4-H, but to stay in the business of ranching, which we need.
Absolutely, now more than ever.
Yes.
Well, and people like this, and the farmers and ranchers and out there, let's face it, they're and I keep saying this when we talk about food, but that's an industry where less people are getting into, but the demand's getting higher.
Yes.
The population's growing, people got to eat, and we have less people providing said food to the population.
And it's moving techie.
Yeah.
As we say.
Well, and that's what and that's where we, this next generation, these kids that are in 4-H and FFA, and they're learning this stuff now, they're going to be the ones that are going to have to figure out how we keep feeding more people with less bodies doing it and less opportunities to do it. And we're going to need their big brains to help us figure this one out.
I've got a BS in ag. I always loved that one.
I got a BS and BS.
Yeah. And, of course, this is a little bittersweet. We lost Kay this year.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, it'd be nice if we could have both of them at our event here. But,
yes.
But the
family is very pleased and very happy about it.
Well, hopefully they come out and we get out there. And like I said, we would love to
Please
fill the
come
place.
Out.
Let's fill this place up. Let's show the love to these 4 or technically, 5 great recipients in terms of people here.
And we have had couples in before.
Absolutely.
I know Marlon and Kathleen Wells were also nominated.
And for people that have been married for any length of time, you're usually your significant other.
On the Lifetime Achievement. Yeah.
They make you the better person. So sometimes, that's your each other's crutch. So I'm sure there's days where Dale didn't feel like doing nothing, and Kay's the one with the foot in the butt, and vice versa. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And that's without the other, they wouldn't be where they're at. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I know,
at that point, yes.
Yeah. So it's amazing to have that. So it's just great. So please come on out to Foods. Do you know what's on the menu again? I know it's a beef or chicken thing. But
it's a pork and chicken.
Pork and chicken thing, yeah.
Because beef is like through the roof.
That's right. Beef is
to keep it down to $30. We had to not
caviar
do beef.
Prices.
I hate to do that to Dale, but yeah.
Well, I'll eat some swine.
I guess they sell chicken's feed anyway, so.
Yeah, the meat, it's all meat, and we can have we'll have steaks the next night. So the food's gonna be great, as we said.
It's always good, yes.
But we would love to come have folks come out. I I know they're also doing some raffles and drawings to
Right.
hopefully you get some tickets while you're there for that. Those are fundraising events
Right.
for the
And
Leadership Roswell Alumni Association.
We usually do a small silent auction
Yeah.
of really nice things and that people would enjoy.
Yeah, we'll
bidding
have
on.
some
and,
gift baskets
and that
and what
helps.
have
And
you.
that's a whole other facet we haven't talked about is scholarships. Because
Yeah.
all that helps to fund the alumni and some scholarships on the program.
Yeah, absolutely. Like so when we because and that's what we talk about this banquet here. It is, we're honoring our folks and things, but the proceeds from it, we use that for the Leadership Roswell Alumni Association for our scholarships. If you're very familiar with another thing, we partner with NMMI with our teen leadership program, which we just had earlier in the spring here.
Right.
That's one of our other tentpole events, and those are high school seniors
and
juniors get high school scholarship or college scholarships, but they're selected by their peers, the folks in the group there, and we gave a record number of dollar amounts this year, and knock on wood, hope we can do that next year.
Absolutely. Again, this is part of what we want to do is not only develop leadership within our adult population, but also with the youth coming up. And that's where that started, was to take the juniors and seniors and help them to learn leadership skills.
Absolutely.
For the rest of their life.
Absolutely. And it translates regardless of what path they take, whether it's something military, whether it's something business, whether it's I'm going to start my own business, or whether they're going to
hopefully stay in Roswell.
Yeah, that'd be the idea.
That's
Stay here.
ideal.
but it's a great program. We've but so the money raised. So when you're eating your pork or your chicken and doing all this stuff, that money goes back to help that program. And also we other things that Leadership Roswell alumni do that the money goes part of is obviously we talk about our candidate forums. That's another public thing we do. When city municipal elections, various things we
have
host
one
candidates.
right before the city election in January, February.
And so that's another thing that we like to do as a service to the community. And of course the main Leadership Roswell program, that at the end of the day, that's our bread and butter.
Right. I think the deadline on that is July 30th, usually around the end of July.
Go by the Chamber of Commerce and pick up an application.
And we'll have apps at the
There'll be apps at the banquet itself too.
Yes.
And, good deal.
Yeah. And they choose about 30 each year. And sometimes they have 60 applications. So it might take a couple of years, but it's worth it.
Absolutely. The deadline is usually the end of July there, like the last day, that Friday before, last day of July at 5 o'clock there. And so we get the applications. Then the classes itself will start at the end of August. They'll have around about late August, they'll have
a meet and greet gathering.
A meet and greet, and then like a week later, usually, or sometimes a day later.
Yeah, it's like one Friday a month from September through May.
Yeah.
And they teach you what you have in this community and leadership skills at every meeting. To me, it was networking and finding out what my community had to offer, but also this group of 30 people that you're going to love for the rest of your life.
Sure.
Because they're in your group now.
And it's all walks of life from Roswell. So you got
absolutely
some folks in the government sector. You have some folks in the private sector. You have folks school or
ministry.
Even ministry, church. Yeah, the community, the nonprofit world. We really have representation in the class from all those worlds.
Right.
But you also learn about all of those worlds too. We have great classes that teach actual leadership skills, but in between those, we're learning how the county government operates, how the city operates, what's going on out at the law enforcement training or the hospital, or depending on year to year. But
I got to shoot an AK-47 at the Flexi.
I didn't get to shoot an AK. I shot a. It was a automatic. It was a 9mm automatic. It was so cool because it was shooting a machine gun, but it was 9mm, so it doesn't have the massive kick.
Oh, that's what I couldn't believe how kick that thing was.
So I was shooting that thing like aiming it like a rifle.
Yeah.
But I'm going full automatic.
Oh wow!
And there's so little kick that you're actually having accurate shots. That's first, like any time.
I've never shot anything like that.
Well, anything I shot automatic for was the military, and it was like M16s or something like that. And it's towing you around.
We got to drive the driving course.
So I didn't get to do that day because they were training that day, so the course was busy. But
But
yeah.
it is a great program.
Absolutely. Got to experience a lot of stuff.
Absolutely.
So. But anyway, please mark it on your calendars. June 23rd. There's a couple weeks away. 6:30 p.m. It's join us for the 2022 Community Leader Awards Banquet. It's going to be at the VMV Hall there at the NMMI campus.
Yes.
And RSVP by calling or texting Elaine here at 575-626-2640. That's 626-2640. Or you can shoot an email to Elaine Condor at dfn.com and just say, hey, we'd like to go to the community banquet, me plus one or whatever it is, and then you can pay at the door or whatever. No big deal.
Pay at the door.
Yeah, but we'd like to get RSVPs by next week.
By the 10th is what our
officially
aiming for, 9th through 10th, yeah.
But if you're thinking about it, shoot her an email today or shoot her a text today.
Yeah, it's easy with the text,
Yeah, and then, of course, it costs us $30 per person, or you can RSVP a table for $225 with seats 8. And we'll provide 8 meals
you
and
get
everything
kind of
else.
one free seat at that table.
Okay.
For the price, give you a
if
little
you
break.
do the math on there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And like I said, but again, the proceeds for this event go supporting Leadership Roswell Alumni Association, support like our teen leadership and our scholarships and programs like that too. So it's a threefold event. We're coming out, you're stuffing your face full of delicious food. We're honoring some amazing people in our community, and you're supporting the next generation of leaders in our community.
Well said.
All of the above.
Yes.
Although I did put number one is stuffing your face. Just want to say. I know we're people. We run by our stomachs. That's life is run by.
We
our
haven't
stomachs.
had many banquets lately.
One of the things you talk about, like especially military and armies, is like, you're marching on your stomach. You're fighting on your stomach, and that's because your army's only as strong as the food supply. So I get that. But come on out, be a part of this event. Come, let's honor our these great folks out here. And here's the thing: these people they're not looking for the spotlight for this kind of stuff.
No.
So let's embarrass is not the right word, but let's get out there and make a big deal for these folks.
Make a big deal of it.
Come out here and show them some love and just make them feel appreciated for all of the dedicated service they've had for our community. So
absolutely.
Whether it's been 5 years, 10 years, or many, many more. It's great. Is there any information about the event we skipped or didn't get the chance to talk about?
No, I think everything's good. 6:30, Thursday, 23rd.
Yeah.
But we do want you to RSVP.
Yeah.
And then pay at the door.
Absolutely. Again, call if you have any questions or want to RSVP and like to talk to live people. I get that. Some people like to do that. Call Elaine direct or shoot her a text, 575-626-2640, or email Condor, C-O-N-D-O-R,
Big Bird,
at dfn.com. Yeah, don't do Big Bird because that will go to somebody else. I'm sure there is a Big Bird at dfn.com. I just feel like there is somewhere. But Condor, another Big Bird at dfn.com. Excellent. Is there anything else we wanted to mention?
No,
here?
I think we covered it. It's
Good
great.
deal.
Thank you so much for the platform.
Okay, real quick, just
there will be newspapers. I think it's this week. They're running individual
I saw
they started.
I saw one for Margaret and one for Jason so
yes,
far.
You do one a day.
Okay.
And then Sunday we'll have the
Okay,
Rogers.
so I haven't missed anybody yet. I've seen two of them.
It's like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
And I think we're going to try to work to get them on the radio show here.
Yes, we are working on that.
Either in person or on the telly or whatever, but we would like to get them on and talk with us if they would agree to it.
Again, we started doing that in the last 2 years since we couldn't feed them at a banquet.
Yeah.
But we want to continue because that's important.
Well, these people not only have served our community, but they probably got some good opinions and thoughts on things, and we like to hear from those. So.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And real quick, want to mention, of course, UFO Festival, that we're going to get Elaine in next week. Yeah. If folks are interested in getting a booth or vendor at Galacticon, which is going to be happening here at the convention center, it's going to be right here downtown, part of the big UFO festival. So there's going to be a lot of traffic, a lot of eyeballs and bodies that are going to be looking at booths in that building that weekend.
Yes, and since we have the half of the big hall, we do need more vendors.
Very good.
It's a bigger space than we normally have.
So if you're looking, reach out. Probably the same numbers here. If you're interested in getting a booth or just have any questions about Galacticon, or maybe you want to say, hey, Elaine, I want to volunteer to help
Oh, we can use that.
Yep. Set up booths or whatever, any kind of logistics, because it's a lot of, when the folks come in, it's like we're hosts for the city, and we get a lot of folks that come from out of town. With Galacticon, you're going to get a lot of, there's some alien folks, but these folks are more into the culture of cosplay and comic book and book collecting and that kind of stuff. So, they're going to participate in UFO Festival and some of that fun because, but their focus is probably more on what's going on in the Galacticon building because that's their passion. So
and gaming.
And gaming and stuff like that. So you're going to have a lot of folks that are going to be in town for that. So if you want to market to those folks, whether you're a comic book vendor or a cosplay person or you have a product you sell that those folks would like, come on out and talk with Elaine here and get a booth out at the Galacticon.
We have a big offer. Air conditioning.
Anybody that's lived in Roswell, New Mexico the first week of July know that's a huge asset
right
there. So
we are air conditioned and locked up.
So reach out but tune in next week. We're going to have Elaine on and we'll talk more about details and all that. But reach out and call Elaine. Again, if you want tickets for the Community Awards Banquet on June 23rd or more information on Galacticon, 575-626-2640. 626-2640 or email condor@dfn.com.
Right.
Awesome. Well, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Have a good weekend.
Thanks for breakfast.
Anytime. Don't work too hard.
Oh.
I know you tend to spread yourself a little thin.
I've never learned to say no.
Use the weekend to recharge a little bit. So
will do.
Partially automated driving systems have suddenly stopped on the roadways for no apparent reason. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration confirmed the number in a detailed information request letter to Tesla that was posted Friday on the agency's website. A 14-page letter dated May 4th is asking the automaker for all consumer and field reports it has received about false braking, as well as reports of crashes, injuries, and deaths, as well as property damage claims. The Baltimore Orioles promoted Eve Rosenbaum to assistant general manager. The Orioles announced the move on Friday. Rosenbaum will oversee roster management, transactions, financial planning, and major league operations and administration. She's one of several women who now hold prominent front office roles for major league teams. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bill Alexander in Washington.
Your ride is broke, needs a fix? Come on down, we'll take care of it quick at Big O. Big O Tires. Whatever the problem will ease your fears, we got experience nearly 60 years at Big O. Big O Tires.
You can always count on your local Big O Tires to give you quality products and trustworthy service, all for a low price. From May 16th through June 19th, get up to $140 in rebate savings on BF Goodrich tires with installation purchase, or get up to $140 in rebate savings on Michelin tires from May 23rd through June 19th. Big O Tires, the team you trust. Not valid with other offers. Disposal fees extra and up to 10% shop fee based on non-discounted regular retail price not to exceed $35 were permitted. Void where prohibited. For further details on use and restrictions thereof, see BigOTires.com. See rebate form for terms and conditions. Additional retailer offer advertised within is independent from the manufacturer's offer.
This is Luis Sanchez, your Republican candidate for Congress in New Mexico's 1st District. I grew up in Albuquerque in a small little trailer in the South Valley, and was the first person in my family to go to college and live the American dream. I've worked in the medical field for 28 years and am one of the owners of Caliber's indoor shooting ranges. I'm running for Congress because I see that American dream slipping away from the next generation. Socialists like Melanie Stansberry and AOC have inflation out of control in this country, and we have the highest unemployment rate in the nation. And those radical socialists won't stop until our country is ruined. In Congress, I'll uphold our conservative values, fight for all of our freedoms, just like I did when the governor tried to shut down New Mexico's small businesses. I am asking for your vote early or on June 7th. I'll work hard to protect your constitutional rights, secure our elections, and fight for real immigration reform to secure our borders. It's time to take our state and country back. I'm Luis Sanchez, and I approve this message. Paid for by Sanchez for New Mexico.
Your home for Sean Hannity in Roswell. 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM, KEND, Roswell, New Mexico.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. Price of gas continuing to go in only one direction.
Patrick DeHaan is with GasBuddy.com.
Prices have surged over the last week, the national average jumping over 25 cents a gallon, setting another new record high, $4.86 now, the national average.
And it's not a matter of if that average will hit $5, but when.
The price of oil taking a little bit of a breather here this morning, down about 59 cents a barrel. That could eventually slow the rise, but I do think it could happen. The national average could hit the $5 a gallon mark by mid-June.
The top average in the country continues to be California, $6.32 a gallon. I'm Shelley Adler.
Gunfire over the weekend. Philadelphia's South Street Entertainment District, leaving 3 people dead. Shootings elsewhere. Chattanooga, Tennessee. 3 people killed there, and 2 were killed in a shooting in Mesa, Arizona. Russia's president cautioning the West not to send longer-range missile systems to Ukraine.
Vladimir Putin's new warning to the West comes as his forces claim to have destroyed Western military supplies in their first airstrikes on Ukraine's capital in more than a month. The attack evidently shows Russia still has the capability and willingness to hit at Ukraine's heart, despite refocusing its efforts to capture territory in the east. Putin's comments in a TV interview that aired on Sunday come days after the US announced plans to deliver $700 million worth of security assistance for Ukraine. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
Elon Musk threatening to bail in his $44 billion agreement to buy Twitter. He's accusing Twitter of refusing to hand over information about its spam bot accounts. Rally on Wall Street. The Dow up 315 points. The Nasdaq ahead 210 points, and the S&P is up 56. More on these stories, townhall.com.
Everybody, Mark Davis for Advantage Gold. Investing and protecting your retirement is a real challenge these days. Raging inflation, the hyper-volatile stock market. You don't have to sit and watch it all unfold. Thousands of retirees are safeguarding their retirements with physical precious metals like gold and silver inside their IRAs and 401ks. One company I trust for this, Advantage Gold, the #1 highest-rated gold company on TrustLink 7 years in a row. For a free gold IRA investment kit, call Advantage Gold. 800-741-4653. Call 800-741-GOLD. Don't sit idly by while the stock market and inflation destroy your retirement savings. For a free gold IRA investment kit, call 800-741-4653. They'll answer all your questions, including if your current retirement account qualifies. Call 800-741-4653. Find out how easy it is to put precious metals in your IRA or 401k. Call 800-741-GOLD.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Consult your investment professional before investing.
As the war in Ukraine rages on, diplomats meeting today, another climate conference in the German city of Bonn.
Overshadowing this whole event is a war in Ukraine, which is intrinsically linked to fossil fuels, intrinsically linked, therefore, to climate change. One of the leading climate scientists, Dr. Svetlana Krakowska, told the BBC ahead of this event that she wanted to see the world make even more of an effort while her country was trying to rebuild and being distracted by this war. She said that now was an opportunity for the world to turn away not only from Russian oil and gas, but from fossil fuels altogether. The
BBC's Victoria Gill, a British citizen sentenced by an Iraqi court to 15 years in prison on charges of trying to smuggle artifacts out of the country, a case that's attracted international attention. The verdict handed down to retired geologist Jim Fitton shocked the court in Baghdad, including his defense attorney. News and analysis, townhall.com. In a crowning moment for her Platinum Jubilee, Queen Elizabeth appeared on the balcony of Buckingham Palace, delighting fans who had been hoping to catch a glimpse of her during the final day of festivities, marking her 70 years on the throne.
The 96-year-old monarch has curtailed her schedule in recent months due to problems moving around. Prior to Sunday, the Queen had only appeared in public twice during the 4-day holiday weekend celebrations. Officials said she experienced discomfort during those events. Thousands massed outside Buckingham Palace as the monarch appeared on the balcony with her son and heir Prince Charles, his wife Camilla, and her eldest grandson Prince William and his family. The Queen waved and smiled after the crowds belted out, "God Save the Queen." Zaria Shakili, London.
78 years ago today, D-Day, the beginning of the end for Nazi Germany. Commemoration ceremonies taking place in France. More on these stories, townhall.com.
wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man in this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm ringing through it. So they go guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel listen, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to our number 3 of Mornings with Mike Winters, right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Monday, everybody.
Indeed.
Hope everyone's having a good day so far. Had a good weekend.
In dad mode right now.
Yeah.
Trying to dole out snacks, making sure everybody is where they need to be.
I didn't get a snack.
Oh, you want? I mean, I've got snacks. That's the best part about hanging out with dads is they always have snacks.
You always got snacks.
Mm-hmm. Or, just random toys in the back of their car. I got like 2 race cars and a teddy bear sitting in the back of my car right now.
You bragging?
Yeah. And I'm happy to see you. Last week was a banana in my pants.
Now you got the whole gamut here. So hopefully everyone else had a good weekend.
Yeah, I suppose so.
So we got planned for the kids today.
Today we are going to the library to get signed up for the summer reading program.
It is today.
Yes.
June the 6th, day 1.
Huh?
And by the way, if you sign up today, they're doing like free snow cones and everything.
Snow cones and swag bags. Although Rihanna's probably not going to eat a snow cone. Hunter totally will. And I'll eat hers. So it's fine.
She doesn't like snow cones?
She's not big on frozen flavored water.
Wonder why that is.
I don't know.
I mean, everyone should like
It's very odd the things that she chooses to like and not like. Like, I've seen her eat very odd things and then she'll turn down delicious things.
Like 0 flavors of snow cone? Like a cherry or grape or orange?
Maybe. I'd have to. It's getting her to try anything is always a fun challenge.
Yeah.
It's 20 minutes of her staring at it, thinking about it, sniffing it, touching it to her tongue. And then she'll try it and she'll be like, oh, this is delicious. Why didn't you tell me about that? I'm like...
Do the influence of other kids enjoying said treat influence her?
Don't seem to.
So if there's like a bunch of other kids eating snow cones around her, she wouldn't be like, I want a snow cone.
She ain't phased. Ain't phased. She'll grab if they're having cupcakes, she'll grab cupcake and usually eat the frosting off it. She's getting better about actually eating the cake part now.
Okay.
I don't also want to push it too much. Like the other day,
right.
Randomly somebody offered. The kids were fussing in the store, and by the way, shout out to the awesome clerk at the Dollar General when my kids were crying. He offered to buy them candy. I thought he was just going to give them like a Dum Dum or whatever. He bought them a full-size Snickers bar each.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm like,
nice.
dude, thank you.
Yeah.
So thanks to that guy, Dollar General up north. Anyways, Rhiannon didn't want it, so I ate hers. Yeah. So thanks, bud.
Yeah. Well, good. Well, maybe she'll just be
by the way, I also have to give a shout out to Miss Rebecca Grassy-Port. She was at the splash pad yesterday.
Okay.
My son. So I didn't
Which one were you at?
This was at the Burt Murphy.
Gotcha.
So I didn't have little swimmers yesterday. I went to the store, sold out, couldn't find them anywhere.
The
swim
underpants.
Yeah, swim underpants.
Yeah.
So I made a pact with Hunter that he was going to stay, dry dry in the literal sense the whole time we were there, and he agreed. Problem is, his shorts are kind of built for a pull-up also, so they're incredibly loose.
Oh.
So I was dealing with a real indecent exposure situation for most of the day. And plus the shorts were wet, so they were falling off. So I was like having to hover over him to keep his shorts pulled up. She saw me. She grabbed a pair of shorts with a drawstring, came over and took pity on me. She's like, Sean, I'm like, I heard my name off to this. I'm like, yes, God. And she brought me over some shorts and they worked out well. So big thank you for helping me out.
Nice. That's a good move dads can do. Because
just carry extra shorts.
Well, I think moms in general feel sorry for dads that are trying, but it just, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's just overwhelming. It sounds like you were going through one of those moments.
I go through a lot of those.
And the moms came in and said, let's help the boy out. And
yeah, no, here's the thing. His shorts had a drawstring.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fake drawstring. I need to talk to the Garanimals people for a minute. I'm looking directly at you. Sid Garanimal, president of the Garanimals.
Johnny J. Garanimal.
That's right, John J. Garanimal. Fake drawstrings are BS. On children's shorts, it's just like two strings that are sticking out there. I tied it together. I tried to pull it with all my nothing happened.
Nothing tightening, nothing cinching.
So it was me just constantly chasing behind him, pulling him up, making sure we didn't, catch a felony.
Yeah.
That was embarrassing enough because Rhiannon, when we got there, she took her shorts and her shirt off because she had her bathing suit underneath. Hunter took his shirt off and his shorts off.
Did not have
nothing
a bathing
underneath.
suit.
I looked down, I'm like, oh, Hunter, God. So
he's gonna be a free boy.
He certainly was not ashamed. He was out and free and easy.
Do you think when you're old and sitting on the porch, young Hunter's going to be like, Dad, I'm going to the nudist colony this weekend?
Yeah, just walks out. Well, Dad, I'm off. Found my calling when I was 3.
See you later. Always carries a towel, though. That's just being polite.
Always have wipes on me. Always got a couple of extra towels on me. So, yeah, it's one of those like Boy Scouts thing. I'm always prepared for some mess.
You're and he keeps a banana on hand just in case. So, very good. Well, I'm glad. Hopefully, all of you had a great weekend as well. Let me give you the rundown for this hour of the show. We'll get you up to date with the weather here in just a few. Spoiler alert, going to be hot all week. We do have maybe some rain chances around Wednesday, but for the most part, it's going to be scorching. Then here, about quarter after or so, we're going to have the folks from the Chavez County Health Council join us, get an update there. Of course, they're getting ready for the health fair, which is later this summer. However, times for getting booths and signing up and sorry, I'm dealing with the hiccups and all that good stuff is now. So we're going to talk with them about that, get an update. And then later on this hour, we'll get you up to date with news of the local variety along with your Town Hall Wall Street business update and whatever else we can come up with for this hour of the show. Before we do any of that, though, let's go ahead and take a look at your weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. The heat gets turned up this week, about 105 for the afternoon high today, and lots of sunshine with high pressure parked over our area. It'll be clear tonight, down to the upper 60s, and then we're in the low 100s, and lots of sunshine again on Tuesday. Few clouds on Tuesday night, will stay hot on Wednesday, maybe an isolated late-day shower or thunderstorm. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. And currently, nope, this is not the freshest. Let me hit a fresher button. My apologies. I was doing something else. Currently, a warm, balmy 90 right now. It's 9:13 in the morning. It's already 90 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 15%. Winds are blowing out of the northeast, 12 gusting to 20 miles per hour. Sunny and hot today. Expect a high of 103. Winds will be out of the north, 10 to 15 miles per hour. Clear skies tonight with an overnight low of 71 degrees. Winds will be out of the southeast, 5 to 15 miles per hour. Tuesday, another hot one, sunny, 103. Winds will be out of the northwest, 5 to 15 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, partly cloudy with an overnight low of 70. East winds at around 10 miles per hour. And then Wednesday, there is a 20% chance at some afternoon showers and thunderstorms, mostly sunny, highs right around 100 with north winds at around 15 miles per hour. That 20% chance of rain continues into the evening hours Wednesday night, mainly before midnight, otherwise mostly cloudy, overnight low of 67. Then looking at the rest of the week, Thursday, mostly sunny and 97. Friday, sunny and 104. Saturday, sunny and 100. Sunday, sunny and 104. So, going to be warm all week with maybe that chance of some rain midweek. Knock on wood, cross your fingers, do all that. Hopefully we get some moisture there. All right, it is 9:15. We're going to take a 3.5-minute commercial break, and then we'll have the ladies from the Chavez County Health Council join us on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
J Block for governor. J Block, conservative, veteran, leader. J Block is the only choice to stand up and defeat Michelle Lujan Grisham. Mr. Block is a veteran of combat, serving in Afghanistan, a nuclear commander, and winner of the New Mexico State Republican Convention. As an America First conservative, Mr. Block has turned blue seats red and has never lost a race. Mr. Block will end the madness in Santa Fe once and for all. He's not a weatherman. He's not a rhino. J Block is a conservative, veteran, and a leader. Vote June 7th in the Republican primary.
Paid for by Friends for J Block.
You know, there's something magical about homegrown tomatoes. Watching the plants grow, seeing the blooms pop, and then picking a big, ripe tomato and slicing it up on a sandwich. Hi, this is Jim Gill. Here at Roswell Seed Company, we have some of the prettiest tomato plants that we've ever seen, just waiting for you to make the magic happen. We have some good-looking pepper plants, too, and the geraniums will be coming along soon. So you say tomato, and I'll say tomato. Come and get your plants at Roswell Seed. No, I'm not going to say tomato. Nobody around here says tomato.
For over 40 years, Sierra Blanca Motors here in Roswell have been providing locals with quality vehicles and are committed to providing you quality vehicles and service for many years to come. No sales gimmicks, no inflated pricing, just a quality pre-owned vehicle listed at retail pricing or less. Have a used vehicle to sell? Get top trade-in value or an amazing cash offer today. Let Danny or Jose provide you a great car buying experience. Call 575-622-7907. Or stop by Sierra Blanca Motors at 720 South Main Street in Roswell. Se habla español.
There's a whole universe out there. Come explore at the International UFO Museum and Research Center, featuring engaging exhibits and in-depth first-hand accounts of the incident that put Roswell on the map. The research library features the most comprehensive collection of UFO research materials in the world, and you can get exclusive one-of-a-kind gifts and merch from the gift shop or online at RoswellUFOmuseum.com. Don't forget about the UFO Festival, July 1st through 3rd, celebrating the 75th anniversary of the Roswell incident. The International UFO Museum and Research Center. It's otherworldly.
Congresswoman Teresa Leger Fernandez is fighting for New Mexico. As a mom of 3, Teresa understood how devastating and stressful the baby formula shortage is for moms and families. That's why she supported a bill that took the first steps to help restock shelves and restore supply nationwide. As your Congresswoman, she delivered on infrastructure, securing funds to fix our roads, expand access to fast internet, and ensured a historic investment to have clean drinking water in our district. As your representative, she spoke up for businesses affected by the wildfires in our state and demanded compensation for the damages. As our independent voice in Congress, she worked to bring jobs to our district and will continue to fight for better education for our children and more access to health insurance for working families. On June 7, vote for Teresa Leger Fernandez for U.S. Congress. America United is responsible for the content of this advertising. Paid for by America United, AmericaUnitedForAll.com, and not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Astronauts are not allowed to eat beans before they go into space because passing wind in a spacesuit damages them. The suits or the astronauts? Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 18 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from the Chaffetz County Health Council, Carrie Moore, Jennifer Smith, and Joanne Lopez back with us. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
How's it in unison and everything? Check it out. Good morning.
I'll start singing next.
That's right.
I'll be the backup
Think we got a choral group starting here. Got the Chaffetz County Health Choir.
There you go. They can't throw anything on the radio.
Save the tomatoes and give them to the kids. Very good. Well, how's life at the Health Council this morning?
Good.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Easy.
Busy. Yeah, of course. We had talked to you guys a couple weeks ago, and you guys are heavy into the planning, getting ready for this year's Chaffetz County Health Fair, which will be happening like it used to happen back in the day here, coming up later this summer in August. But now is the time to make all the plans. So people that want booths, people that want to be a vendor, folks that are wanting to sponsor the event, things like that. Now's the time for all of those ducks to get lined up in a row. So come August, when it's actually time for the actual health fair, we're just worrying about people showing up and the weather's cooperating with us and all that good stuff. So
We're inside, so it doesn't matter what the weather is.
this is this is true.
100% inside.
Yeah, gone are the days where we used to sit out at like on the south end at one of those parks over by the county building, just hoping the weather's not too hot.
Which is always too hot in August.
Yeah, it's like it's August in southeast New Mexico. If you think it's going to be something different, who's the person who might not be thinking straight here? But good news is we're through the COVID stuff. We're going to have a regular, like we envisioned the health fair, that we've had for many, many years. It's going to be back to that form this year. So for folks that rely on the Chaves County Health Fair as one of their annual visits to get the kids their sports stuff done or doing your own personal checks for yourself, things like that, all of that's back on this year. So get ready to come and get healthy and have some fun with us here. So, and that's the thing too. It's the health fair and it's a lot of health stuff, but it's also convenience, and you know what I mean? Like, it's ways of doing things easier, and when we talk about health and stuff, you have certain things that people tell you, and then the medical history changes, and even some of the ways they attack curing things isn't the same, like diabetes and stuff. 10 years ago, they walk in there just ready to yell at you for every bad thing you eat. Now it's like, all right, let's work within your lifestyle and change. The philosophy's changed there a little bit. So if you haven't been in a while because you're like, oh, they're just going to yell at me and all, come to the health council, come to the health fair, come and let's get you back on the right track, and let's realize that, guess what? Everyone's not out to yell at you. They are actually there to help you and help you, give you that information and the resources to make good decisions and things like that. So
Well, then, and also finding sources of things that you didn't know were necessarily available.
That's true, too.
I saw on Facebook somebody was looking to start a midwife business. Great place to set up a booth, lady.
That's right.
Because you can meet people and,
sure.
People who are looking for breast milk because they can't get formula and they can't produce. It's all those little pieces and things put together under one roof, which makes it easier than sitting on the phone or driving across town trying to figure out.
Sure. Trying to hunt down all these resources.
Right.
They're all at one spot. And if what you want isn't there directly, people that can put you in the right direction are. So if you're like looking for something that's maybe a little more niche and you're like, well, there's going to be someone that's there, you know what? We don't have that here, but talk to so-and-so over here. They can put you in touch with people that can give you some more information or get you signed up for what you're talking about here. That's what it really is, a collaboration of our local experts and everybody here at one location here to help everybody. Some are there to get backpacks and school physicals. Others are there because they haven't seen a healthcare professional in a while and they need to do that, or life happens. Mom, dad, grandma, we know. You throw all your resources into the kids and the family, and you take a back seat. Well, don't take a back seat. Use the health council. Use the Chaves County big health fair event that's going to be happening here. I'll use that as that moment you need to kind of spur you into treating yourself, because you guys know this as much as everybody else. You can't take care of everybody else if you're running on fumes and not taking care of yourself. You're doing more harm than good. Even though you don't, in your head, you don't think it, but you really are. You can't take care of other people if you don't take care of yourself. So the health fair's that and many other things here. But as Carrie was saying, if you're in the healthcare industry, maybe you're starting a new business here. Maybe you are one of those folks that's like, I've been looking for these resources for years and can't find them, so I'm going to make an avenue with these resources. Come reach out. They would love to have you set up a booth and be a part of the health fair this year, because the more people that are out there doing this stuff, the more people are getting help, the more information, the more stuff that's getting out there, whether it's physical, actual, tangible things, or getting people to philosophy changes and just things that are a little less tangible and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Yeah, we invite all health and wellness organizations to take part in this because we want all of the county represented at this expo. We don't want anybody left out.
Absolutely. So if it comes to nutrition, comes to holistic or more traditional medicine, all invited to the party here. We want to get that. It's an information event as much as it is a getting physical stuff done effect. Because hopefully I'll have some of your annual sponsors and supporters that are going to be out there doing their various health screenings and tests and things. Obviously, if you need certain screenings and tests, there's going to be prerequisites for some of that. So if you're going to go out to the health fair to say get a glucose check, you want to fast before, otherwise it's a waste of time. But for those kind of things, if there's people out there listening that want to do that kind of stuff at this year's health fair, please reach out to these ladies. And we get the blood mobile and maybe as many of those on wheels type services that are available out there, from mammographies to blood donations to whatever else you can do in a van nowadays. I don't know.
You can pretty much do anything in a van, I think.
In a van down by the river.
Might not be appropriate, but
You can do it, but it's illegal.
RPD, you're not invited.
That's right. That's a no police party here. But joking aside, it really is a great event, and we want to get as many sponsors. So if there's folks out there, maybe you started new businesses here over the COVID, demand or need created some opportunities here, which is always happens in events like that. Now it's time to carry that in the non-pandemic world. Let's get the word out and do all this kind of stuff. I mean, there is a blessing in disguise with some of the pandemic COVID stuff, because it's forced us to do things differently. And in the world of healthcare and stuff, that's a good thing, because not everybody, how many people start seeing doctors now because they could get on a phone call and do it? Maybe they wouldn't have done that before. So, yeah, it's not always when you got something serious, you want the person in the room that's working on you. But as far as getting diagnosed or getting, all right, yeah, that's serious, you need to come in, or, you know what, just kiss it, make it better, it'll be fine. One of those things, it's kind of, it's a lot more efficient doing that. So please use this opportunity as a chance to kind of learn about some of this stuff, take advantage of it. But I know we're early, and we're reaching out to the people that do these kind of things and say, hey, come, Health Council wants you to step up and get involved here.
Yeah, we have about a month left to sign up for booths, and the end of this month is the deadline for sponsorship.
Okay.
And you don't have to be a health and wellness related organization to sponsor. And we have
you just have to care about it.
Yeah, we have different levels of sponsorship that go from $250 up to $3,000.
Okay.
And they all have their own perks that come along with it.
Sure, and obviously the more you donate, the more perks you get.
Yes.
I mean, obviously, but either way, whatever level of sponsorship you or your organization want to, all of it is part of this fabric of the community and helping, and it's a win for you too. I mean, especially like Carrie was talking earlier, new midwife thing. This is the cheapest free advertisement. You know what I mean? As far as
oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, $75 gets you a booth, and you can see 1,000, 2,000 people.
Yeah, you're going to have a captive audience where you spent, and not that I'm trying to dissuade buying advertising, because I work in radio and it kind of pays for lunch and whatnot. But when you're a small business, you're trying to get the most bang for your buck, and taking part in events like this, you can get so much more gain from that than you invest into it, because not only do you get a bigger customer base, but you're also doing something good for the community. People notice those kind of things, and when they're saying, "Oh yeah, they're good. They're always out helping people and doing stuff," that in and of itself is advertisement for your business. People want to go to places that support community and invest their time and efforts in our community. And by you sponsoring the health fair or coming out and having a booth, that's showing, yeah, I'm invested in this community and I want to provide. So it's the best cheap advertising you can have in terms of helping your reputation, but also providing a bigger customer base to your business.
Yeah, we go all out for advertising. We try to do radio, newspaper, we do Facebook, and we do social media. We do everything.
And I don't know specifically, but I'm thinking this is one of the biggest health-related events in Chaves County all year. I mean, I know the hospitals do things and all that, but as far as mass people involved, I got to say the health fair is probably the biggest in Chaves County.
I think probably in southeast New Mexico, even though we're only focusing on Chaves County.
Sure.
I haven't seen or heard of anything in any of the tri-counties around here.
Sounds like a gauntlet needs to be dropped here. Where you at in Carlsbad or Artesia Hobbs? Where's your health fair?
This could be fun.
Well, in all fair, joking aside, that'd be great if they start picking up that mantra, and next thing you know, it's not the Chaves County Health Fair, it's the Southeast New Mexico Health Fair, and there's 3 of them going on the same date and same time, just to in each county or each location. It's just kind of universal. It's Health Fair Day in Southeast New Mexico. If you're in Carlsbad, go here. If you're in Roswell, go here. If you're in Artesia, go here, or whatever. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That would be a great thing to have. And
I mean, honestly, if you think about it, those in Artesia and Carlsbad, a lot of them drive up here.
You're right.
To go to the doctor.
We are the Mecca.
Yeah, we're the biggest city down here. So, y'all down there, come on up too.
Sure, come on. Yeah, that's another thing. So Hobbs isn't having a health fair here. Well, come to Roswell's. Come meet, because, like you said, you're probably going to meet some of the same healthcare professionals at the event that you're going to see in the office and things like that.
Yeah, and some of the organizations that are taking part in the expo and sponsoring they're statewide organizations, or they're in this region. Mm-hmm. So it's not just a Roswell only or Chaves County only. We get from all over the state.
Sure. And I want this is more of a question more than a statement, but this is the health fair, and so I know a lot of people think doctors, nurses, those kinds of things, but any service that indirectly helps kids and things like that, so like the health department or schools and things that are
insurance agencies,
all of that's part of it too. It's not just the sexy side of healthcare, the actual nuts and bolts, but the insurance side, the health, the paperwork side, the I have no money, I need healthcare, how do I get that done? Those people will be there to help you do all that kind of stuff too. So.
Well, and we also invite anybody that's like fitness related. So gyms, if they want to be involved and have a booth to sign people up to be part of the gym, because that's part of wellness.
I'm curious. Are you seeing a lot more booths signing up since now recreational cannabis is here? I mean, obviously medical cannabis is here, but are we going to see some booths with information on cannabis and stuff? Have anybody signed up yet, or
not yet?
Okay.
I would assume that there would be some, though.
I would imagine it's kind of a big deal right now. I just figure there's going to be people in that industry wanting to come and say, yeah, these are the health benefits and things like that, so you can learn the difference between one and the other, and how I know countless stories of families, children, adults that have had issues lingering for many years, and through cannabis they're able to stop. I mean, they've tried expensive stuff to get rid of cancer. So there's something there. So
yeah, we've had a medical marijuana organizations be part of the expo in the past.
Good. So hopefully we'll have more out there.
We're open to any health and wellness. It doesn't have to be strictly traditional.
Sure. Like you said, holistic, Western medicine, whatever, Like when you watch those movies and they go to like an Asian market or something, and they got all these little herbs and things, and you're like, what is that? That's for this. That's your bag.
I worked for an herb company when I was in Albuquerque years and years ago, and that was some of the best stuff. And I still pull back and remember, okay, I need this so I can sleep, because I don't take, traditional pills and stuff. And it's some great things. And Roswell needs, and the whole county needs to promote a little bit more of that.
Yeah.
Because those are out there. I mean, there's resources, and we do have a few stores here that do it.
Well, I'm a Christian, and I always think, the way I look at it is like God left us a lot of things that are coming out of the ground that help us as humans. You know what I mean? There's a lot. Just because we don't understand it all yet doesn't mean it's not there. You know what I mean? And so.
Yeah, you can forage all over New Mexico and find a lot of the stuff that you need.
And so my brain as I get older is definitely lean that way. It's like, we're so good at, we'll just create it. And it's like, it's filled with a lot of words with a lot of vowels or a lot of consonants and not a lot of vowels or something like that. And I was like, I have no idea. But then you're like, this is taro root or this. I'm like, okay, I got that. That's a root. I may not know the whole deal, but I'm like, that came from the earth. Dirt, water, it makes things happen. I can wrap my head around that. You know what I mean? And
got a cold, get some echinacea.
Yeah, exactly. And so I'm kind of like, my mindset on some of that is like, you're trying to outdo God on some of this. I'm just saying, God's pretty good at doing this kind of stuff. Let's see what he's got, He's Dr. Number One here. But this is what the health fair is about. Maybe you're no. Science is the way to. Okay, there are going to be plenty of people that can tell you all that stuff too. But if you're thinking, you know what? I've seen what science has got going on. Let me see what's going on the other side. Maybe there's something there. Come use this as your place to learn all of that stuff. And then you take all that information and go home and say, all right, let's make the best decisions for me and my family based on this information. That's what this health fair is about, whether it's if you're looking for that or more urgent needs, like I can get a sports physical for my kid, or I want to, and of course, there's lots of giveaways. Usually there's like, because it's always right around back to school time. So there's usually like school supplies and backpacks and all those things, bicycles and a lot of giveaways for the kids here. So it's a whole family event. We kind of center around kids because that's humans. We do that anyway. But if you got a family full of kids, the health fair is going to be fine. But if you're just maybe a retired person or single person or a 20-something that's out on their own for their first time and they're like, I don't know what to do. What do I got to do here? And you're looking for some resource. The health fair is it. It's going to be there.
It's all ages. We cover from birth on, and we want everybody to come out. We don't just focus on one age group.
Sure.
We make sure that we cover everybody in our county.
It's finding resources for you to make healthy decisions about your life, to give you that information so you can choose what's best for you and your family. That's what it's about. And so if you're a business, organization, nonprofit, youth group, service organization, all have a place here at the Chavez County Health Fair this year. So please reach out to these ladies here. Come be a sponsor. Like you said, if you want to sponsor, you can do it smaller portions, or you can do a bigger where your name's there at the marquee and all that stuff. And there's perks for everything like that. But at the end of the day, you're helping your business and you're helping make our community a better place. And that's kind of, use this to make your business grow or get more people to learn about your business, or just to help more people. Whatever your motives are, you're going to achieve them through sponsorship to the Health Council. So
Most definitely.
So what's the best way to do that? Just to call, reach out, shoot a message on Facebook, all of the above?
On Facebook. You can email the Health Council at ChavezCountyHealthCouncil@outlook.com.
Okay.
You can find out all the information on Facebook. We've been sharing it regularly about sponsorship, and it's got all the contact information there. You can message us directly on Facebook, too.
Good deal. So please reach out. Like I said, it's August, and I know a lot of people are thinking, well, that's a eon eternity away. It's not. It's really quick. But the sooner you get this stuff done, the easier it is for these ladies. Trust me, they want to get all the sponsors lined up, plans in place in June, not in August when the event's happening. So
doing it.
No, if you wait too long, you're not going to get in because the sponsor deadline is June 27th.
Yeah, we're coming up. We got a couple weeks here, so you got a couple weeks to kind of mill it over and talk with who you need to talk with. But we want everyone signed up by the 27th, June 28th. We're not promising nothing. I know we're the land of manana. I know how that works. On June 28th, you're going to get a couple calls. Can I still get in on this? And you're probably going to try to work your magic and get a few of those in. But if you try that like in July, it's going to be a big no dice.
Carrie might bite you.
Yeah, by the time I figure out the booth layout and get the programs done, that ain't happening.
Yeah. By the way, did we do all the logistics part? Tell folks, like I said, it's indoors this year. I know we got busy talking sponsors, and I don't think we gave a location and everything for this. So let's do that part.
We're at the convention center.
Yes, it is all in the convention
center. And it's the entire building. So we're going to be spread out through all the different rooms. Yeah. We're going to have different rooms for anybody that wants to do maybe a little talk.
Okay.
Or maybe a demonstration. I know
we're spread out enough where you could do physical things in there, like if you got dance teams or karate demonstrations or any of those that take a little bit more space.
Yeah, we do have those options this year.
The room is available. In case you haven't been to the remodeled convention center, one thing you'll notice is it's a lot bigger.
It's a lot bigger.
It's a lot bigger. And a lot of amenities there. So you don't have to worry about walking across the street this year or come do some things here. And by the way, it's 157 out. So
yes, Carrie gets to be indoors this year.
She's going to be a more pleasant Carrie this year.
Yes. Well, no guarantees there. But I won't be a sweaty Carrie.
I just figured, cooler Carrie means better mood Carrie, so nicer Carrie.
We'll try.
Well, and we're also starting off with a fun run.
Okay.
That is going to benefit the Boys and Girls Club.
That is outdoors, though. That's not outdoors.
But it is
It's at
first
7
thing
o'clock
in the morning. It's 7
right.
o'clock in the morning, and you'll be done by the time the expo starts at 8 a.m.
If you run fast. If you run slow, that might take you longer.
We had some people walking, and they finished.
They finished in the hour?
Yeah.
Well, they're
Yeah, so
athletes.
it's going to be 80s themed. It's the Footloose Fun Run.
All right.
And all the money from that goes directly to the Boys and Girls Club. So it's
Awesome.
a great cause.
So great program.
And you can get your tickets now. They've got a Facebook event set up.
Okay.
It's a Footloose Fun Run 2022.
Okay.
The tickets are through Eventbrite.
Okay.
And I know their cutoff is going to be a lot earlier because we have to order the T-shirts.
So theirs is probably next week or two, I'm guessing. The deadline to sign up for that one.
To guarantee the shirt, definitely.
Good
you would
deal.
think I would know this. I made the flyer.
But I make lots of things that I don't pay attention to. But yes, so sign up for the fun run. Support. Are they looking for sponsors for that too? If anybody wants to sponsor there, or if to help out the Boys and Girls Club, or reach out to them. They'll tell
No,
you.
not really, because the sponsors through the Health Expo help
Cover that. I
cover
gotcha.
that.
So,
So there's a partnership in there.
gotcha. So
on
if
it.
you want to help Boys and Girls Club Direct, then sign up
sign
and
up for the
put
fun
on your
run.
sneakers and your shorts and get out there and do some running. So
Yeah, you could run, you could walk, you could bike, you could do whatever you need to do.
You can moonwalk.
whatever you need to propel yourself, the 5K.
5K moonwalk.
Although
yeah.
car feels like cheating. Nothing motored.
No,
that feels
no.
cheating. It's got to be human propelled.
Yes.
Although I think we did have some on skates.
Yeah, skates.
Well, see, that counts because you make the skates go.
Yeah.
Now, if you got an outboard engine on the skates, then we call that a faux pas. But, but yeah, come have fun, get healthy, and again, help the boys and girls. By the way, parents, if you're looking for a great summer program for your kids, reach out to the Boys and Girls Club. They've got their summer program going. It's underway now. It's an amazing program. It's very affordable. They do a lot, and it doesn't matter if your kids are younger or older. It's age appropriate. So if you're looking something good for your kids to be involved with this summer, reach out and learn more about the Boys and Girls Club.
Scheduled activities. It's not just summer babysitting.
Yeah, it's literally, and the older kids actually plan and get kind of more vested interest in some of the activities and things.
It's a great program.
Yeah, so please reach out and come in. And if you need help during the school year too, talk to them. They work with families all year long. So, yeah, great resources. And if you don't have kids and want to support them, come out early on in the morning there in August and come run around with us and have some fun. Sign
Bring
up
your
for the
kids and make them run too.
Absolutely.
That's how you get that nap at 10 o'clock.
Exactly. Yeah. And, that way when the kid wants 27 sugar bars, at least they ran 5K to burn some of that off. But if you go, like you said, like and follow the Chaves County Health Council on Facebook. That's a great way to learn more about this event. But just stay up to date on many different opportunities. Health Council's constantly sharing if there's health-related events or tips or other organizations doing something around the community. It's a great way to stay up to date on all that. So like and follow. And then, of course, if you want to learn more about being a sponsor for the health fair or really any event, just want to get more involved with the Health Council, shoot a message through there. And one of these ladies will get back to you and get everything you need on that. So good deal. How are you guys doing on volunteers? I know we're talking about vendor or sign-up and sponsorships, but I imagine you could probably use more bodies to physically come and help set up and do all these kind
Never
of things.
turn down a volunteer.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah, we're always needing volunteers. If there's an organization that needs some volunteer hours, I know there's some that really help out in the community. We could definitely use your help.
Yeah.
Because we're just 3 people, and it's going to take more than just 3 people
Sure.
to set up. And
It's a lot of
put all this
logistics.
on.
But yeah, to serve on the Health Council here, year round, even if, not just this event, but help plan other events, helping these 3 ladies, pull off events like this. But that's really what it takes bucks and volunteers here to get these kind of events happening. So if you can't donate money or donate all the money you care to, let's roll up your sleeves and come get involved here. whether it's helping out at the event, moving chairs, or
helping at the fun run, blocking some of the crossings for the streets.
Yeah, to even being more serving on the actual council here and helping with the decision-making process, to the, being one of those people like these ladies making phone calls and reaching out and trying to get things lined up and all that stuff.
And joining the health council is easy. Just show up.
There you go.
We started doing hybrid meetings. We meet the second Wednesday of every month, and you can contact us through Facebook as well.
Okay. And get did you get like a Zoom link or whatever, or
Get
whatever
a Zoom
way you
link,
guys do it?
or you can join us in person. So
good deal. Where do y'all meet at in person?
We meet at 500 North Main, the old Bank of America building.
Oh, okay.
At
The SunWest Center or whatever that's.
Yeah, Suite 102.
Yeah. So you're close enough to food if you smell things and eat things.
Oh yeah, Pepper's is right.
Peppy's downstairs.
Right there.
And, yeah.
Margaritas. That's healthy.
Pizza Center's right there. Carrie's place is a little farther down. You have to hoof it to get down there. So
it's a little more than a 5K.
But there's your reward. 5K it from the Bank of America building to the north end to Carrie to Bewitch's at Carrie's place. And then a sandwich will wait for you, or an iced tea or something will wait for you at the end.
There you go. Definitely.
Like we said, if you have any questions about the health fair, or wanting to volunteer or to sign up to be a sponsor, get on your Facebook pages. Go to the Chavez County Health Council on Facebook. By the time you type in Chavez County Health, the rest will probably fill in by itself there, and you just click on it and go right to it. And then you can learn more about the health fair and really about the Health Council. And then, of course, reach out, shoot a message or a phone call and say, hey, I heard you on the radio. I want to be a part of this. So, and telling you, get and mark it on your calendars for August. Make plans to come out, spend that Saturday out at the convention center here, whether it's an hour or all morning, whatever it is. I'd love to have you come out and see what opportunities there. Bring your kids, bring your whole family out, and because that's the cool part about it. The kids can go find something to get into over here while you're trying to learn about here, and then the kids aren't up in your hair trying to do it while you're. Hold on a second while I listen to this, okay? Yeah, that way there's a little bit of that for everybody too. So, good deal. What else do we need to go? Any other information or Health Council in general?
Gosh. Yeah, we've got a T-shirt design contest going on right now. You've got until the end of June to submit your design
for the logo.
Yeah, we've got our new snazzy logo that Carrie redesigned for us, and we've also got a brand new slogan.
Okay.
It's coordinated, connected, committed, building a healthier community, one member at a time.
Okay.
So we'd like you to include the slogan in
kind of the theme
your
for the line for the
Yeah.
design of the shirt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And whatever you feel represents health and wellness in Chavez County. And we welcome all designs, and it is open to residents of Chavez County that are 14 and older.
Okay.
And there is a $250 gift card
Nice.
for the winner. We'll put all entries into a Survey Monkey and open it up for public voting.
So let the public make their choice.
Yes, and we'll include any entries at all that are submitted, no matter what.
If you submit an entry, and
they do need to be appropriate.
Sure.
No.
We can tell if you did family unfriendly things, and we're not going to put those.
Yeah,
up.
those will not be included, but if it's appropriate,
including those Pixar people that like to hide things in clouds and stuff. We know that move too.
Definitely.
Easter eggs are fun.
Those are family friendly.
Easter eggs, they're perfectly okay. But we are going to announce the winner at the Health Expo.
Yeah, so come submit you could be the belle of the ball here, and everyone's wearing your shirt with your logo and your design on it, and you're like, that's me, I do design that.
Yeah.
That's how cool would that be?
So they're going to be on T-shirts that we're going to have for the Health Council that we're going to sell as a fundraiser to get more money in for the Health Council. And so it could be all over town.
Plus, I imagine all those young folks that are wanting to get careers in graphic design or that kind of thing. Is a chance to build that resume a little bit. Say, hey, I drew the design that won the contest for this T-shirt. There's your first bullet statement to put in that portfolio right there.
All of it helps the portfolio.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we welcome
why I do
all
mine.
art too.
Exactly.
So if you do digital art, we welcome digital art. If you do hand-drawn with pencil, crayons, colored pencils, paint, whatever you want to do.
Whatever medium you use, your
whatever
palette,
you want.
as long as it can fit on a piece of paper. Don't be sending those dioramas or shoe boxes or nothing.
No.
These got to fit on a T-shirt.
No, it needs to be flat and be able to go on a T-shirt. We can't do 3D T-shirts.
Not yet. Maybe in 2032 we'll have some of those shirts, but not yet. So, but again, the deadline's coming up here pretty quick on getting those because they got to get the design. We got to pick a winner. We got to get actual shirts made and all. And that takes a little time. So get in your sketch pads and get to work here and start getting those logos put together. And who knows? Maybe you're the one that we're all talking about. And I love that's why one of the reasons why I love the Dragonfly Festival. I mean, it's a great festival and they got a lot of cool stuff, but I love that every year some kids design the logo for the Dragonfly. And so their T-shirts and their posters and all that, that's all from a child, usually it's kids. I think it's almost always kids that have drawn the Dragonfly or whatever the theme is for that year. And I love that because it's beautiful art. And it's kind of a reason to collect them, almost like you get 2017 shirt, you get 2018. You know what I mean?
Well, it's a little better than putting it on the refrigerator.
Yeah, exactly. And so I love that. And so this brings that element to it, which I love to it.
Yeah, we know there's a lot of creative people in Chavez County, and we want to be able to showcase that.
Yeah, especially when you get the young folks getting their creative juices flowing and sitting, the older we get, we lose that stuff. You got to keep grooming it and nurturing it with these kids so it sticks to them when they hit that wall and start discovering the opposite sex, and when they get teenagers and they realize there's other things in life other than candy and cartoons.
This show just took a whole different turn.
Right?
It's life.
And $250.
And you were worried about Easter eggs.
Easter eggs are okay.
We were all teenagers once. We know what happens. We get stupid. They're in that window. It just happens.
Yes, but not in my parking lot. I'm just saying.
Just the hormones are raging. Don't know what to do with yourself. But please come sponsor. If you're a business, organization, nonprofit, anybody that has a passion for what the Health Council does and or wants to get your business and promote it out there and do all this, love to. And like Jennifer said earlier, you don't have to be a medically related business or organization to be a sponsor of the Health Council.
Yeah, we've got Bewitches as a sponsor.
There you go.
She just serves good food.
Yes.
But that's healthy.
Yeah. Most of it. Most of it.
Yeah, we already have some really great sponsors. We've got, Carrie with Bewitches. We've got Character Counts in Chavez County. We've got the Boys and Girls Club of Chavez and Lincoln Counties. We've got Humana.
Very
and
good.
the Eastern New Mexico Medical Center.
All right, so there's a start. Let's get some more. Reach out to some of these other medical. We got a lot of medical. I know you can throw a rock and hit a medical facility around here.
Yeah.
So we got lots of them. So come get involved. Let's and folks, the public, general public, mark it on your calendars. Please make plans to attend this year's health fair. It's even if you only carve out an hour or so to come be a part of it.
You don't have to come for the whole 4 hours. You know, we're holding it from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. on August 6th, but you don't have to be there the entire time. If you want to and you want to hang out and you want to have fun, great.
Yeah.
But if you want to come for an hour, see what all there is and zoom through and get all the information you need, then
I would much rather have it where someone finds the answer to whatever they were and then they were there. I love that. They walk in 15 minutes, they find the booth. That's the thing, and a problem they've been dealing with for years. And guess what? That's a win. That's amazing. That's what we want. We want to give opportunity to as many people to come, see what's they have to offer, learn something new. Who knows that what you learn at that health fair might be the game changer that just changes your whole way of thinking in life.
It could save your life.
Literally.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, a hokiness aside, it is legit. Right. I mean, it really is.
Yeah, and that's why we want to get as many organizations as possible to be involved in the Health Expo as a booth vendor.
Absolutely.
We want every organization just represented and being there so people know what there is. if they're not there, then people aren't going to know.
People can't make good decisions. They don't have all their options. And and that's what it's about.
And if it's a matter of, maybe the price, contact us. Maybe we can work something out to make sure that your organization is represented.
This isn't a money-making event. This isn't, it's not designed to be that.
Every bit of money that we get from booths and sponsors, it goes directly back into the expo for advertising and for doing things like the bikes for giveaways and
all the cool things that happen does take money.
Yeah, it
does take a lot of money, and that's what that money is used for, to make sure that and you want to keep all of this free for the people just coming out to the event. So by you sponsoring and buying a booth and sponsoring the event, that money is going to the community. It's not going to the health council. It's all right back in. So it's going into your customers. It's going to your client base. It's going to those folks. So.
Yeah, the more sponsors we get, the more we can give to the community.
Yeah, and the more of you out there, the more amenities, the more things that are available. To be honest, we're talking about the fair and we're telling everybody it's awesome, and it's going to be. But the only reason it's going to be awesome because you guys sign up and get involved with it. You're the reason it's awesome.
Right, it takes the community to build it.
Yeah, exactly. And so it's these booths. If you're like, we should have it. Well.
And you don't want to wait until the last minute, because the last time we held this full in person at the convention center, we sold out and we had people waiting.
You actually had to turn people away.
Yeah, we had to tell people.
Hate to do, but it's a nice problem to have.
We'll call you if we have somebody not show up, and you can come last minute. So you don't want to be that person that's having to wait and see if somebody just happens to not show up. Because we will sell out.
This is kind of an exclusive event, so it's open to everyone as long as you do it while the getting's good. If you wait until the land of manana, like we like to do, you're going to be on the outside looking in. That's just the way it is on this. We get and the fact that we haven't had it in this form in the last 3. I mean, we've had you guys did an amazing job over those 3 years getting it off, but it's not the same as this, And so the fact that it's back to that. People that maybe have stayed away because of whatever reason are going to now come back. So what you're talking about, the fact that, hey, I'm just warning you, we had to turn away people last time. I'm pretty sure that's almost a given. At some point, it's going to get to where
people are ready to be back in person. They're ready to do these events and come and have fun. And be around community.
Yeah, absolutely. So
get your pens out. Here's your deadlines.
Yes.
And your times and all the good stuff that you need. Everybody ready? You got your pens? All right. So the sponsor and booth deadlines are July 8th. The event is August 6th. The fun run starts at 7. Registration starts at 6:30.
Yes.
The health expo is from 8 to 12 at the Roswell Convention Center. Did you get all that?
That wasn't that much. And then come out and then reach out if you'd like to be a sponsor. Reach out to the Chaves County Health Council. Go to the Facebook page, shoot a message, and we'll get right back to you.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, thank you, ladies. We'll see you here next time. And don't work too hard.
Thank you. Thank you.
Stay cool this week.
Yeah.
That's easier said than done. It is 9:58. Quick break before they kick me off the radio. Don't go away.
Jay Block for governor. Jay Block, conservative, veteran, leader. Jay Block is the only choice to stand up and defeat Michelle Lujan Grisham. Mr. Block is a veteran of combat, serving in Afghanistan, a nuclear commander, and winner of the New Mexico State Republican Convention. As an America First conservative, Mr. Block has turned blue seats red and has never lost a race. Mr. Block will end the madness in Santa Fe once and for all. He's not a weatherman. He's not a rhino. Jay Block is a conservative, veteran, and a leader. Vote June 7th in the Republican primary.
Paid for by Friends for Jay Block.
Is there anything worse than waking up tired from a sleepless night and walking outside to that 100-degree weather? That burst of heat just makes you feel even more tired. Hi, I'm Dr. Sarah Usher with Carabelli Dental, and we are the experts in sleep apnea oral appliances. We can help you get the quality sleep you've been missing without that bulky face mask. Wake up refreshed and ready to enjoy those big summer plans. Let us help you sleep better and live better.
Come see the team at Carabelli Dental in Roswell or call 622-4455.
Oasis Computers has been Roswell's trusted source for home and small business computers for over 30 years, and they continue to be your best resource for computer repairs, operating system upgrades, web root managed, antivirus, special orders, and more. Oasis Computers is now open from 8 to 1, Monday through Friday to better serve you. Service calls by appointments and after-hour appointments are available too. Stop by Oasis Computers at 1703 North Garden or call or text 575-625-9141 for even faster